break down the game. Around the league we keep it tight. Diesel on the mic every night.
Mikey Diesel.
Around the league, week in the life. Mental health minute. Unsung heroes. Ask the comics between the whistles. Call it how it is. V.V.H.L. No filter on this. Brought to you by KXKShop.com, the exclusive apparel partner of the V.V.H.L. Always use code V.V.H.L.
15 for 15% off. Now your host, co-founder, commissioner, VV6L Cup champion and Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome your host coming at you hot from a makeshift vocal booth in his closet. Get on your feet and welcome Mikey Diesel!
Yeah, that's right, everyone. You know what time it is. It's me, Mikey Diesel, which must mean it's time for Between the Whistles with me, Mikey Diesel, your favorite Chell player's favorite Chell player, the commissioner for Fours and VVHL, one of the co-founders here, admin, chat deviant, meme spreader, whatever you want to call it. And this is our podcast where we talk everything in my life, VVHL, mental health, unsung heroes, little Mount Rushmore action, kind of little bit of a smorgasbord of everything. It's a charcuterie of life, of mental health, and some hockey and some laughs. So with no further ado, we're going to get right into this thing, and we're going to kick it off with a week with Mikey Diesel. Alrighty, yes. So, a lot of stuff has happened here. For those of you unaware, I recorded an episode last week. I turned it in. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It was fairly rushed. I was very tired that day. I had worked like a ton of hours and stuff. Really wasn't up to standard. Felt a little rushed. Dan noticed it right away. I kind of tried to fight him a little bit on it, but in my heart of hearts, I knew it was a little bit of a clunker, man. It was, for lack of a better term, I guess it was mailed in a little bit, and we don't want to deliver that to you guys. We really don't. Dan really busts his nuts on the production end of it. I bust my nuts trying to do like show prep and try and be entertaining here. Usually it comes together well, and I just think I had nothing left in the tank. So I apologize to everyone for that, first and foremost. Secondly, this is going to be like a combined episode of the lost episode and this one coming out hopefully this week, provided everything goes well on Dan's end. But at some point I might release the raw audio if Dan approves of it in the podcast channel. If anyone wants to give a listen to kind of like a director's cut of some of the notes that came in this. But if not, that's fine too. But let's get into things. I just posted in the food channel. I'm drinking out of a coffee cup right now from a place called Lighthouse Local in New Hampshire. And they have what is called a split coffee cup. They have like gourmet flavors, all these specialty drinks and stuff like that. And they have this cool invention, man, where it's like a big plastic tumbler with a lid with two straw ports, and there's a separation in the middle, so you can get two different flavored coffees, and you can either drink them with the two straws combined or drink them individually and stuff. My wife and I saw it on a local TV show. We're like, oh, let's go check it out. And I'll tell you, man, the coffee was amazing. So if anyone happens to be in New Hampshire, if you make your way to Bedford, there's a place called Lighthouse Local, and go give them some business. The Boyer interview. I need to hear feedback from the community. You guys, I need you to write in. Let me know what you thought of that. Was it a cool surprise? Did you get any information you never knew? What did you think of some of the answers that Boyer gave? Did I forget to ask a question or, some sort of an explanation of something? I'd love to hear from you guys. At some point, I'm gonna strap Dan to a chair and I'm gonna interview him about that because myself and Sean happened to be in there. It was a live episode of Between the Whistles that we did while Dan was dealing with some family emergency stuff. And he was there in DMs asking us a couple questions and stuff like that. But I'd really like to take him in a long form interview, have him kind of explain things from his side and, just what he thought of my line of questioning, what he thought of, Boyer's line of answering and things of that nature. And, I was going to kind of put his feet to the fire and ask him what he personally thought about Boyer still being in the server. But we'll get to that at some point. I know Dan's he's insanely busy, man, and he's only taking over more. And we have a huge admin meeting coming up where we're going to start deciding stuff on Season 12 and NHL 27. But that is for a little bit later. I never finished a couple thoughts from Non-Point going to that show. And I ran to the bar to go get a drink real quick. And I, saw a break in the mosh pit where no one was in the middle, and I'm like, this is my chance to just bust through real quick, just slide over to my buddy in the middle of the club. Good to go. We got the beers. We're chilling. As soon as I just casually walked through the mosh pit and stood next to my buddy, this big beefy dude in a local Boston hardcore band t-shirt that was all sweaty and shit, literally grabbed me by my shoulders, twisted my shirt, lifted me up in the air, and threw me in the middle of the mosh pit and started bouncing me off people. I was like, bro, time out, dude. 45 fucking years old, man. I can't be doing this shit. I'm like, get me out of here. And I went back to my buddy and I casually stood behind him and then I asked a woman behind me if she could see, and she said no. And I asked her to stand in front of me because I'm taller. But the real reason why I asked her to stand in front of me because I didn't want that psychopath to drag me back into the mosh pit. But I get a buddy, man. He does all these food videos. It's called Barry Bites. You should check him out on YouTube and all the socials and stuff. He's a good dude. He's trying to do that thing. But he's chirping all the Deftones fans that are there because we're all wearing Deftones shirts. And he's like, oh, coolest fucking band, man. I love the Deftones. And they're like, oh, cool, right on, man. Thanks, man. He's like, I'm just kidding. Chino fucking sucks, dude. And I'm like, bro, leave these kids alone. They're 22 years old, man. Just cut him some slack, dude. Why are you being a dick? And it was whatever. But then so then after I did that, he felt bad. And he went up to the Deftones kid. He's like, hey, man, I feel bad, man. My buddy just told me I was kind of being a dick there, and now I really feel bad because he never tells me I'm being a dick about stuff. So I just want to apologize. And the kid's like, oh, dude, it's all good, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I just went to the Deftones Music Festival in San Diego last year. And he's like, no way. And I was like, yeah, dude, it was awesome, blah, 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 this and that. And my buddy Barry's like, yeah, well, dude, I went to Ozfest, and there was a toilet on the stage, and Limp Bizkit was playing. And I was like, whoa, that was cool. I was like, I saw him at Woodstock 99, and the kid goes, holy shit, you went to Woodstock 99? I'm like, oh, I just won. I felt like it wasn't a virtual contest with my buddy about who was gonna excite this kid more. And I obviously won. I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, did you stay for Limp set? I'm like, guys, stayed until the fires got put out. I slept the night there. And he's like, no fucking way. My buddy's like, oh, whatever, dude. It's not even that cool. I'm like, oh yeah, please. Tell me about the toilet on the stage, Barry. Calm down, dude. I win. I went to fucking Woodstock, man. I'm sorry. I win. They made documentaries about it. My car was in one of the documentaries on HBO. I don't want to hear it. That's a better story. And then, man, I'll tell you what. For my birthday, I tried to get a lobby going. Myself, Rose Petal Killer, Shawnahue 99, and Back Blast Dan. I was like, man, this is the OGs of the league. How cool would that be for my birthday, man? The four of us that started this whole thing almost 4 years ago, whatever. How sick would that be, And Rosie's like, I'm all in. Dan's like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Sean's like, let's do this, I guess. Even though I don't really like you that much, but it is your birthday, so I don't want to hurt your feelings. So we're all in a lobby ready to go. Rose Petal Killer fell asleep. I was devastated. Totally ruined my birthday, guys. Oh boy. I thankfully I have an appointment with my therapist. I think I'll get over it by then, but we'll see how it goes. But we did make up for it. Because I said, Rosie, Friday night, let's get this thing going. I know you're around. He's like, hell yeah, man. I wouldn't miss it for the world. And good on him. He showed up. And dude, We fired up the Boom Boom Room. Like, this is like season 2 shit. Spotify Premium. We're all in a playlist together. We're in a jam. We're throwing music in, man. We're vibing. We're laughing. It's all sorts of stuff. And then we then we start, some Limp Bizkit got sprinkled in. And it was My Generation. And Shawnee, he was like, John Otto, take him to the Matthews Bridge. And like, we just kept saying it over and over again. And we were just making stupid jokes. And then we just started talking and we're like, could you just imagine like an alternate reality when like Limp Bizkit's not on tour and it's and it's like Fred Durst is just a dispatcher for some rickshaw company and like a pedicab business where, like, you know, if you don't know what a pedicab is, they pull up on a bike, they drive you around the city. A rickshaw is pretty much the same thing, except it would be like handheld and the guy's got it backwards, like holding the handles of a wheelbarrow backwards. So then like all the pedicab guys like always get into work early and like they're just like cruising all over the city. And John Otto's the rickshaw driver, and his only destination he ever gets dispatched to by Fred is only to the Matthews Bridge. And he's like upset about it because the pedicab guys could ride their bikes there, but they all show up early and claim the pedicabs because he's famous and they fucking hate him for it, and they can't get back at Fred Durst because he's the dispatcher. And like, I don't know, dude, this feels like it's not funny, but I'm going to finish this thing out because we've been talking about it a lot in our voice chats, and I just got to flesh this thing out so I can put it to rest. So it's like John Otto comes back from like the Matthews Bridge and he's like eating his cold like lunch. And then all of a sudden you hear Fred get on the mic and he's like, John Otto, are you ready? And he's like, no, dude, nope. No, I'm on my lunch break, dude. I'm not doing it. Don't even fucking say it, man. And then all of a sudden Fred's like, take him to the Matthews Bridge. So he has to get up. He can't eat his lunch. It's oh man, do I wish I didn't tell that story because it seems way funnier like late at night. But what are you gonna do? Anyways, we were cruising through the Boom Boom Room and the Spotify list, and good fucking Lord, did Dan pull out an Operation Ivy song, and I lost my mind. I was like, I didn't even think Dan knew who these guys were. I thought he was straight up like the Bishop of Butt Rock, like, come on now and I'm gonna say it, do, and now I'm thinking of it, like that type of stuff. But so like I lost my shit to hear like ska and punk rock coming out of him. I threw a couple punk rock songs in, but dude, I'll tell you, man, one of my favorite things is punk rock. Like, there's something about those drum beats, the kind of freedom to do like a little bit of rockabilly, like put whatever you want to do. You can do street punk, you can do like hardcore punk. There's like so many threads you can pull there. And I mean, God, I'm 45 now, so 30 years ago I went to my first ever like club concert, and I saw Rancid at a place called Avalon, just on Lansdowne Street, right outside of Fenway Park on the backside where Wilson Contreras just put a ball over the other night, if you're a Red Sox fan. But I just remember after high school, man, my dad driving me right down to Lansdowne Street, popped me out, sat on the sidewalk with my buddy. I had no idea what I was in store for, man. And we walked in the doors, walked right up to the barricade. I'm like, this is great. No one's here. Like, this is chill, dude. And then just slowly but surely, more people came in and more people came in. He's like, if you want to get merch, man, let's go get merch now. And they just, oh, dude. First band came on, it was great. Second band came on, they were fine. And then like lights go out, house music goes down, super amped for this, man. And fucking, we'll get to that in a second. But, they just walked out on stage and they just go. So we're Rancid, went right into Roots Radicals, one of the best songs they've ever had. I'll share it in the Boom Boom Room. But right from there, I just levitated, both literally and and hypothetically. Like, the crowd just erupted. Everyone was bouncing. My feet left the ground. But even if I had my feet on the ground, I was just buzzing, dude. Like, it was an experience like no other. They finished their set. They sat on the stage. They signed autographs. They did a Q&A. They took requests for songs. It was like the coolest thing I had ever seen. I was just hooked on punk rock right from then and there. I've never wavered from it. It's always fun. It's just bulletproof to me. Next week I'm gonna go see, or 2 weeks I'm gonna go see Social Distortion and Bad Religion, two of the punk like godfathers from the California scene. So I'm like super excited about all that. It's going to be amazing. Descendants are going to be there too. It's just going to be gross. I can't wait. Not to get on a tangent, but goddamn is that music great. Again, dude, we played Saturday night. And Sean deserted us. We were really looking forward to playing with Sean after Live Wiper. He absolutely deserted us. He said that we're worthless. We're not worth it. He doesn't even like doing a show with us. He doesn't like splitting mic time with us. So he left to go play with no one. And we were left to play. And good Lord, Dan's firing up the Spotify jam again. And what comes on? Spine Shank. Ooh, New Disease. That song's a banger, and I just happened to go see them last week, and I forgot how good they were because they blew doors at that Non-Point concert too. They should have been the co-headliner. Soil should have been first. Head PE should have been second. Then Spine Shank. Then Non-Point. But good God, they were fucking amazing, man. And Dan, like, he's like, holy shit, I can't believe we're vibing about Spine Shank right now. This is the best, dude. Isn't music the best? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, there's nothing more fun than vibing with someone about, like, a musical taste or a band that you like. It's just, oh, God, is that so good. But, yeah, speaking of that concert experience, though, I'm going to be doing an interview later in a brand new segment, and I talked to Marky Mark and Luigi about concert experiences and stuff. So look forward to that in a little bit as well. But we're going to look really quickly. I'm just going to be very quick with this with my baseball league. I already have another baseball podcast, but this one I can get a little spicy on, so we're going to get a little spicy on it. We won our first game. We were down 1-0 8th inning. My buddy capped it off with a 2-run home run. We went up 5-1, never looked back. So we won our first game of the playoffs, played our second game today. I pitched a complete game. We dominated this team. I served them up a healthy dose of Mikey Diesel nuts. And the same guy that hit a home run hit another one this week. We won 14-2. We're advanced to the quarterfinals. I'm pitching the quarterfinals. I'm nervous as shit about it, but it should be a lot of fun. And that's all I'm going to go with for baseball. Yeah, man. Watching SmackDown the other night, or last week, Gunther says to Matt Cardona's wife, Chelsea Green, you don't even know. I just want to call you every slur in the book. And I was like, guys, emergency admin meeting. He's banned for life. Never gonna happen. Sean goes, you know what? I'm already on it, Mike. I'm writing a strong, well-written letter. It'll be on resume paper, and it's an announcement that Gunther will never be allowed to play in the V.V.H.L. And I'm sending it courier pigeon to WWE headquarters and to his personal home in Austria, and it'll be notarized, and he's never allowed here. So that worked out well. Gunther, I'm sorry, man. You don't make John Cena tap out. You don't offer to call people slurs, especially every slur in the book, dude. That ain't happening. You're not a fit for here. Go wrestle elsewhere, pal. Here's a little bit of tales from work because people seem to enjoy a little bit of the work stuff. My buddy Steve, his son plays on a youth hockey team called the Trash Pandas. And I walked into work one day. I was tired, man. I just played baseball. And my buddy's like, I look up at the TV and I see a raccoon stuck in a sewer grate and like its head's just sticking out. And I'm like, here we go. And he goes, hey, it's Trash Panda. And I said nothing and I just continued to start to walk out of the room. He's like, it's a Trash Panda. So I didn't say anything again. And right when I got to the door, he's like, hey, Diesel, it's Trash Panda. And I walked out of the room, and then I was like, 3, 2, 1, backed up. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, dude, were you talking to me? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, what was it? He's like, it's was a raccoon on the TV, and it was stuck in a sewer, and I was calling it a Trash Panda. And I went, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I walked out of the room, my buddy Matt was next to me, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I heard him every fucking time. I know he was talking to me. I just want to make him feel silly, like just keep yelling my name out for something so inconsequential that really didn't take a head turn. I heard you, man. I heard you. The billboard truck finally came to our place. Big highlight billboard. We want a fair contract. These people's salaries are this and that. We're getting hosed. It drove around the block for 8 straight hours. And we had a group text. Everyone's sending pictures of it. I'm like, oh my God, dude. We've all seen the truck parked on the street. Like, we don't have to share the picture with it, dude. It's a freaking billboard truck. Like, I don't know why we're like self-gratifying ourselves over this thing. It's ridiculous. But I digress. Anyways, they flew it around the block. It was just parked in different spots all day. It was an 8-hour, like, I don't know, guerrilla ad campaign about like us needing a contract, whatever. Turns out the union was upset about it. Go figure. You have 2 rounds or 3 rounds of negotiations, man, and there's like a bit of a stalemate. I don't know. Just flying a middle finger around the block for like 8 straight hours at the place you work that's still paying you like a pretty good wage it's pretty wild to me. But again, I'm a union guy, so I chipped in for it like you're supposed to. I did cash though, so no one can claim it through like internet receipts, but whatever. Aside from that, my boss Jay, he had to put his dog down. I felt really bad for him. He took a day off. He came back the next day. I was really shocked to see him there. I was like, hey man, how you doing? And he was like kind of telling us all a story about it. And then like the things kind of settled down, so I started making some jokes and stuff. And my buddy that came in, the one that talked about like the Madden tournament and asking to do his overtime while instead of his regular work, like he comes in, sits down, he goes, hey Jay, did you put your dog down yet? And I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, hold on a second, can I just call a timeout? And I literally said, I'm like, I gotta call a timeout here. I'm like, man, you know he took yesterday off. You know he put his dog down. You didn't hear him telling the story, dude? Like, we just turned his mood around and you're like, hey, Jay, is your dog not breathing or what no more? Is it unalive, dude? I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, read a room, bro. I don't know. Not even like 2 minutes later, man, he's going through our work orders and stuff like that. Same guy, man. He's like, hey, man, I know you're like having me go do this work, but I'm going to get to it a little bit later because I got to go look at this transformer that I'm going to be doing for overtime, and I want to get to it before I do this stuff. I'm like, this time I didn't say anything because I'm like, he just doesn't get it because there's no way he gets it. I'm like, stop telling your boss you're trying to do your overtime on your regular shift, dude, and neglect the work that you were already given. Like, that's so friggin' backwards, dude. And the fact that he doesn't even like think that that's like a thing where like it might not be okay to talk about with your boss, like, I just don't get it, man. It's like the other guy that was like, oh, remember that time we went to the bar for trivia night on the overtime clock and we were all doing shots? And I was like, no, you were the one doing shots. You were the one who got pie-faced. We basically had to carry you back to the workshop, dude. Like, why are we doing this shit to our boss? Like, you guys are fucking nuts for saying half the shit you say. It's like, good fucking gravy. But I digress again. That's gonna wrap up the week plus that was. It's a combination of last week. It's a combination of this week. That took us around the weeks that were for me. And now we're gonna take a look around the league.
A look around the league. A look around the league. A look around the league.
All right, yeah. It's great to go around the league. First and foremost, I said it on Livewire Friday, and I mean it. For us to have a 20-team league with ECUs, a 6s division with 10 teams, and ECUs, and some people that are not playing this season, whatever it is, we just ended our 11th regular season, 20 teams, and we had 3 people exit the server. One of them's Torchit, 420, co-owner of the Iron Waltz with Battle Roar and his dad. I can't thank Torch enough. He was one of those guys that came into our league and he had a reputation. And a lot of people sent us screenshots from other leagues of stuff that he said or did or whatever. But I will tell you something. That man was a stand-up guy in the V.V.H.L. He said, I am a different person in other servers. I really want to be a good community member here. And we always felt like we couldn't act on something that we saw from another server unless it's like a death threat or like some horrible slurs or whatever. And we always gave him a fair chance, like we would to anyone else that comes in here based off a recommendation. And my man hit it out of the park. I really think Torch It was amazing. He was a great owner. The record really didn't reflect it, but I always felt he was a good owner. He's a good player. He's fun to play with. He just got a promotion. He'd been like really trying to get it work, so he left on the best of terms. He's always welcome back. He has an open invitation anytime he wants to come back. And as far as that goes, we have two people who don't have an open invitation to come back. Uncle Flo's and Rash Colton. We'll start with Rash Colton. I don't think a lot of people really know the story. But basically what had happened was he came over to the Silver Foxes during the trade deadline, said a couple weird things to Dan and DMs about like their goalie situation, the ownership like thing. It was just like it seemed confrontational from the beginning. And you know, I was kind of asking for an update, and then it was like, no, he's great. Like everything's all good, dude. We're square. He's great. And then like that same night, I played an LFG with Sean Dan and Rash Colton, and he was fucking fantastic. Like no issue at all, no problem at all, whatever. Then you fast forward to, I think it was Tuesday night. Fast forward to Tuesday night, I'm getting DMs from Rash Colton. Yeah, I'm playing baseball, man, and like this is one of those things we'll talk about in the mental health minute, but you know, I'm trying to play baseball. I'm getting DMs from Rash Colton. He's like, I can't do it with this guy. Blah blah blah. I'm like, buddy, I'm playing baseball, man. I have no idea what's going on. He's like, oh, he's threatening to kick me out, and then I'm like, dude, you're talking about a founder of the league, so whatever he's saying is probably gonna happen. And then like I pop my head into the admin chat, and Dan's like, I'm sick of this guy's attitude, blah blah blah. And then like, so we're seeing things where like he's kind of saying stuff to Dan. Dan's asking him, he's like, dude, can you please not pull yourself when we're down? Like, I know there's not a ton of time left, but like it's a bad look for my team that a goalie's kind of out there trolling a little bit. And secondly, like, we're not going to score with you out of the net. Just stop the puck. Maybe we can draw like a pen or whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then pulls himself out of the net. Then does it the next game. Dan's like, dude, I'm telling you, man, like, you're not going to do this, dude. Like, that shit doesn't happen here. It's a bad look for my team. I'm just not going to put up with it. Does it again, dude. So off he goes. I was like, yeah, we'll worry about that one in the morning, man. I'm going to bed. Like, this has been a crazy night. Like, whatever. And then, so no appeal, no nothing. Like, it's all good. He's gone. He's already been replaced by teammates for 1478. So you go out with the bad, you come in with the good. Tony's a good supplement of a quote-unquote bad apple with his good apple mentality. I could never say that 3 times in a row. But anyways, let's get to the Uncle Flo's one, because this is the fun one for me, personally. Gets kicked out of the server for saying for bailing out of games on the Iron Waltz, and we were like, well, you don't just abandon games. And yes, he did talk to his owner, and he was like, I'm out of this. I'm frustrated. So ultimately the VVPA was like, hey man, we're gonna rescind it. We're gonna accept his appeal, and we're gonna vote in favor of his immediate reinstatement, which is fine, totally fine. That's why we have a VVPA, you know. So then regular season ends. I'm in the chat, and I see him go, hey, good luck to all those playoff teams out there. Sucks for me that I ended up on a team that had no chance of playoffs, blah, blah, blah. So whatever. And I'm like, man, that's shitty. So you're just making it sound like you were on a rudderless ship because you were better than everyone, dude? Or if you were on a team that qualified for the playoffs, you'd be able to show out. Like, that's the ego that we're not really looking for. So I kicked him out of the server. I said, fuck that. I'm going to personally kick him out of the server. I don't care. We're not putting up with that shit. It's just, so he's gone. So then, like, fast forward a couple days to Thursday night. I dropped my daughter off at, 16 years old. I dropped her off on a date with a kid, and it was like an hour and a half that they were hanging out. So I just went to a brewery and just tried a flight and picked her up. It was right down the street. But while I'm at the brewery, man, I get a DM from good old Uncle Flo's. He's like, hey, man, I'm trying to play sixes tonight. I can't seem to find the server. Did I get like removed or something? I'm like, oh, yeah, you got removed, dude, of course. He's like, for what? He's like, why? Because I said I was on a team that didn't have a shot at the playoffs and wasn't that good. I'm like, well, yeah, like, you just said it. He's like, what? He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, like, that's like, all 4 admins agreed that you gotta go, by the way. I'm like, we just don't do that here, man. Like, I can't say it enough. Like, you can't, like, I don't know, shit on people's talent. Like, that's not what we do here. And he's like, wow, that's soft as shit. I was like, oh God, what are you, SETI's alt account, dude, relax. But no, and seriously, he's like, that's soft as shit. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry you feel that way, man. I was like, I hear you. We say it as soon as people join the server, we're strict as hell. We say, hey, you got the rule book, you got the league value statement, you got your player expectations. They're all thrown in your face. So like, you know what we expect of you. And, he's like, yeah, not gonna lie, dude, this league's an L for that. He's like, good luck trying to sustain. And I was like, okay, well, listen, here's the thing. I was like, dude, there's really no need to try and rage bait me. I've kind of seen it all and heard it all at this point. I mean, if you want to like take pictures of my family and send them to me on Xbox, you can, but like someone else has already done that. It's like the episode of South Park when the kid's like, Simpsons did it. And he's like, yeah, well, it's real tough that like, you know, you had to create a league because you don't have enough skill to like play somewhere else. I was like, yeah, I know. But it's kind of cool that we still have like over 240 people here. Like, so I mean, some went right? Like, you got to admit that. Like, I was like, dude, listen, I respect you as a player. I'm like, if the vibe isn't here, it's fine. He's like, yeah, the vibe's not here, so I'm gonna go. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's all good, dude. And he's like, yeah, good luck expanding and like doing something like that with like those type of rules that you have. I'm like, well, just so you know, dude, like we've been around for over 3.5 years, and we started with like 6 teams, then we went to like 8, then we went to 10, then we went to 14, then we went to 16, then we went to 20, then we went to 22, now we're back at 20 again. So like, with all due respect, Uncle Flows with the Z, I think we're doing things kind of all right if like we keep coming back and people keep coming back for it. He's like, yeah, well, just so you know, dude, I'm going to be starting my own league for NHL 27, and I'm taking all the sweats from your league. I only joined this league because my friends told me to, and now I'm going to be taking them with me. I was like, oh, you're going to start a league? I was like, dude, if I were you, if I could make any suggestion, I think you want to start, if you're going to have the sweatiest league you can, I think the first channel you need to open up for everyone is a chirp channel, because those are bred to win. I'm sure that you have nothing but the time, dedication, energy, passion, know-how, fortitude to push forward, all that stuff for your league, dude. So I truly wish you the best, man. Maybe we can do an all-star game or something. And he's like, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. He's like, that's some like, I don't know, dude, like that ain't for me, man. Like all the skilled guys are gonna leave. I go, you know what's cool about our league is we can operate with 48 teams if we want. We can operate with 4 teams if we want. We don't give a fuck. It's never been about the talent, dude. It's about the people that come in here and get to stay in here. I'm like, and that's okay, dude, if you're not one of those people, but we have them. We like them. They like the way we do things here, so we're just gonna keep doing what we do. And then he said something else, and I just kept like just one wording him back until I got the final word, and then he like drifted off under whatever bridge he came from because he's a bozo, and I'm not gonna listen to his music because he sucks at life. And that's what I do. And I was asked recently if I want to keep being commissioner, and I said yes. I love dancing on people's graves when we throw them out of the server, and Uncle Flo sucks, and he can go. And that's all that I'm gonna say. So, let's go with a little bit of good and bad rapid fire from around the league. We made the playoffs as a 7 seed. I'm very excited about that. I'm not very excited to play the Soul Reapers. I'm very excited that Slam Chunk is back for the playoffs because she initially wasn't. I'm also not excited that Slam Chunk's back because we can't score goals against her, and it's very frustrating. And what a story arc for her, man, to go from undrafted to being the 2 seed and fighting for that President's Trophy in the division the whole way. And it's just been like one thing after another. And I'll tell you, man, that woman has never, ever given up. Anytime she went undrafted, she's like, I got to find a way to get better here. I have to find a way to elevate my draft stock if I can. And if I can't, I need to ask someone why I can't elevate my draft stock and where I need to improve on. And anytime anyone has ever said anything to her about like stuff like that, she's just taken it, she's absorbed it, and she has applied it to her play. And I'm telling you, man, it's just been incredible to watch and just good for her. It's one of the coolest things to see, and I can't wait to rip her heart out and stomp on their throats and sweep them in 4 games, because we're coming for you with the coffin floppers, and we're gonna punch our way into your bellies. I don't know. We're gonna tickle you to death, and then you're not gonna be able to play. But now let's get to some bad again. Sixes drove me crazy this season. Good Lord. And I know at certain points it drove Backblast and Shithouse too. Granted, it got corralled at the end of the season, but man, it felt like we were holding on with duct tape and a prayer. But we made it through the regular season. I can't say I'm anything but disappointed in our team's lack of success. Our availability was just a nightmare. I tried to make it work. I didn't want to trade for availability versus talent. Ultimately, I probably should have, because we fell 2 points short of making the playoffs, and we had 2 forfeits last week because we just didn't have bodies to put on the ice. And that is fucking aggravating, man, especially for someone who helped create this league, someone who really bust their fucking ass for this league. I'm on my phone constantly, like my eyes are like basically burning every night that I go to sleep for this league. And to have a team of 9 people and not even be able to get more than 4 of them is just fucking depressing, man. And that really, really stings me. It took me right out of ownership for Sixes. To be truly honest with you, don't even want to see it come back right away. I think that it needs some refining and some tweaking, if you will. I'd like to see it come back. I just like to see it come back right. I hate doing things that I don't feel are the best of the best. And it goes like, just like this podcast, like Dan and I talked before and we said, if it's not like up to our standards, it's not coming out. And it's tough to be told like, hey man, you packed that thing in. And I did pack that thing in, and he's right. And it's just, that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. I mean, we all have tough exteriors and soft shells, but he's right. And it's the same thing for this, man. I envisioned Sixes better, and it just felt like a bit of a clunker as far as I'm concerned. But I know it can be better, and I know where we made our mistakes, and I know where the suggestions can be to make those mistakes get rectified. So I'm really holding out hope that that's going to happen. It'll be great if we can do it. But that's kind of all I got for Sixes right now. And good Lord, man, I'm not going to call this guy out because it would be unfair too. But I am going to tell you the story about him. We have an owner. He's been a member in the league forever. I really think he's like season 4 OG type. And once a week, man, it's the chats. It's, oh, nice body blocking at so-and-so team. So just like getting 8 guys riled up immediately. Oh, hey, nice teabag, or I'm about to teabag you if you keep body blocking me. Nice job watching your replays. Nice toxic timeout, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, week after week, I'm like, bro, you gotta calm down. He's like, oh, you're right. apologizes in the chat, and everyone's like, oh, hey, so-and-so, it's all good, dude. You've been here forever. We appreciate you. And it's like, and it's always a sentimental thing. It's like, hey, man, sorry, I just take this shit to heart. I love this league. I'm competitive. It's my bad. It's never going to happen again. And then it happens again the next week. So, like, it was one week that came up, and he's like, oh, at whatever team, we're just watching replays now. And I'm like, bro, you're getting suspended, man. I've warned you enough times. You've been here enough. You know what we expect of people. So there's no reason the rules shouldn't apply to you just because you've been here since season 4. Like, rules apply to everyone. That's the way it goes. That's the way it's gonna go. So you gotta sit out. And he just like laughed when I messaged him, and I'm like, God damn it, man, that's not the reaction that you were supposed to give me, but I understand it. I go, tell you what, go appeal it to the PA, man. They could easily overturn it. I'm feeling feisty. I'm trying to take back like a little bit of the reins in the league as far as like what we're letting people get away with. So we're throwing out mass suspensions, man. Not fucking around. So his stuff gets reversed. I'm like, hey, man, PA reversed your suspension. Just keep it cool, man, would you? Just keep it cool. And dude, the next week, it's in the management chat chirping a team about something. And boy, oh boy, it was the day before my birthday had happened. I didn't see any of it because I was playing baseball. So I happened to pop by my favorite place, Treehouse Brewing. And I was responding to the messages. And everything I read from this owner, I'm like, does nothing get through to this fucking guy, dude? I've DM'd him. I've talked to him casually in voice chats. I've tried to suspend him. That didn't work. All this shit. So, oh boy, he got a public spanking in front of about 25 other people. No, more than that. It was like 40 people because we got 20 owners. And I pulled his pants down, put his bare bottom over my knee, and I just spanked the living hell out of him in front of everyone. And he's like, bro, you don't need to be doing this in a public forum like this. And I was like, and I did the hashtag and then the space for huge letters. And I was like, yes, I fucking do, because I've already DM'd you about it. I've tried to suspend you for it, and you don't get the fucking message. And then he's like, all right, I'm sorry. And, you know, I'm loosely trying to talk about this because I really don't want to, you know, bring up any bad stuff because everything's all smoothed over. We're all good. But, like, again, yeah, next day, like, big long apology in the chat. He's been great since. There have been a couple issues. He put in tickets. It's been perfect. That's all we want, guys. Like, I don't like yelling at grown adults, man. Like, I do this shit to, like, decompress from the stress of my kids and, like, some of the boneheads I work with. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want to come here and have to yell at people, but, like, man, when the message just isn't getting received, like, and I got to pull out the dad, like, voice, it's the worst, man. But apparently, like, the last night of the season, this poor owner, man, he made a joke. He's like, oh, yeah, we're just going to go mega builds and we're going to teabag and we're going to do this and that. And he's apparently friends with that guy, whatever. And he's like, oh, I was just being funny, blah, blah, blah. And he ultimately got muted. He was trying to respond to people, and I guess he was in a party with, like, Dan, and Dan's like, dude, we're not doing that in the league. You're talking about, like, actively tanking in a game, fucking around. Like, it's just, I don't have patience for it, dude. It's like, enough's enough. All this stuff, right? And like, then they separated. And I'm like, Dan, it's the end of the regular season. He invited me to a party. I didn't join it right away and I lost it. So I invited him and I forgot to make it invite only. So Dan comes in, I come in, I'm like, dude. I was like, hey, dude, we did it. Like, just stay calm. Man, we fucking did it. End of season 11. It's been a fairly chill night. Let's just decompress. Let's have a laugh or two, man. Let's play a little bit of hockey. Bloop. That owner pops in the voice chat. He's like, hey, Dan, I noticed that you didn't respond to my answer. I was just fucking around, dude. I was just trying to be funny. And Dan's like, Mike, you didn't lock down the party. I'm like, fuck. No, I didn't lock down the party. I'm like, hey, brother. And he's like, talking. I'm like, brother. Stop it. And I go, dude, listen. We need a night, please. It's the end of the regular season, dude. It's fucking chaos. we just gotta chill, man. Can you just let us like have a couple laughs and like play a little bit of hockey so we can like decompress from this? Because it's been a lot. And he's like, yo, all I'm saying is, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, dude, yes, no, got it. Please, please, please. I will address it at 6 a.m. when I wake up tomorrow. Please. And he's like, yeah, but I'm just saying that. And I kicked him out of the party. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Kicked out of the party. Invite only. Holy fuck. And thankfully we went on with our night and did have a couple laughs and stuff like that. But, you know, he was upset with getting muted for saying what he said to the other team. And the only thing I can say to that is, it's like the sky is falling, Chicken Little type routine. Like, if you keep yelling the sky is falling enough, people are going to stop believing you. So when you're in the chat, you're putting in tickets and like making like a loud commotion, sometimes, you know, when you do make a lighthearted joke with like a buddy and you're like, oh, I'm going to like go enforce or build this and that, like, because most of the time you're kind of like rage baiting and like doing things like that is why, like, you know, why we didn't understand that was a joke. So just know that as you go, you know what I mean? Because it's like there's just a fine line that you gotta ride there. So that is a good look around the league. I think that's a pretty good wrap up of things that have been going on here. And yeah, let's all right, I can't wait for this next segment. Dan, take us to the Unsung Heroes of the Week, please. Yes, Dan did take us to the Unsung Heroes of the Week as opposed to the Matthews Bridge. We thank him so much for that. Thank you, Dan. This week's Unsung Hero of the Week is my wife, Melissa Diesel. We were playing the other night, as I said, Saturday night. We were vibing to the Spotify jam sesh. I invited my wife in there. I couldn't figure out what Beatles song I liked, and I think it's like, Yesterday's Fart, Tomorrow's Poop or something. I forget what the name is, or Don't Forget Yesterday, or it's the one where like Paul McCartney's like shaking his head and he's like, when I wake up, when I wake up, you know what? That might be too many notes towards a copyright infringement, so we'll stop there. But regardless, she joined the Spotify chat. She played that song for us. Shout out to Backblast Dan. He's a big Beatles fan. His son's middle name is Jude. It's awesome. And yeah, so that's not why she's the unsung hero though. What she is the unsung hero of the week for is, I was talking to Dan about some of the cool covers, like how Fear Factory covers the song Cars, and how Cold Chamber has a badass cover, and I can't think of what it was. And I'm like, I'm not looking it up. I need to know. And she goes, I'm putting it in the Spotify jam, and you can look there. I didn't even have to look it up. It's a cover of Peter Gabriel's Shock the Monkey. Cold Chamber does a badass version of it. Melissa D, she hooked it up. She saved me from looking on my phone while I was trying to play goalie. She's gorgeous. She's the best mother in the world. She's the best wife in the world. And yeah, I can't wait to smack her bum later. I don't know. But hey, if you're looking for another cover out there that's really good, Devil Driver featuring Des Ferrara of Cold Chamber does a cover of AWOL Nation's Sail. I played it for Dan the other night. I'll share that. I'll share Shock the Monkey. I'm going to share Roots Radicals. All that stuff's going out there, but shout out to my hot wife, Melissa Diesel. She's the unsung hero of the week because she lets me do this podcast. She lets me play video games. She lets me share a bed with her, and she lets me fart, and she doesn't get mad most of the time. It feels like I'm getting delirious, so what better time to slide right on over into the Mental Health Minute.
Mental Health Minute. Take a breath, hydrate. Maybe don't send that message yet.
Alrighty, yeah, maybe don't send that message yet. Okay, like I said, my birthday every year this year, like every year this year that I have my birthday every year this year. No, every time my birthday rolls around, it's like a weird, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I'm like, holy shit, I'm 45 years old now. Like, I'm literally past the halfway point in my life, and that's so fucked up to me. Like, I don't think I'm seeing 90, man. I'm probably not even seeing 78 if I'm being serious. Hey, Hoagie, I don't even know if I'm seeing 67. What? Burp. And, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's just weird. I've been like, maybe this is what a midlife crisis is, because I'm like, I gotta go get a motorcycle license. I gotta do it now. I have to go get a motorcycle license right the fuck now. Am I supposed to like World War II all of a sudden and like do a deep dive on like the seamstress that like made the rivets for like the bootlaces like my buddy Eric does? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm pretty sure a midlife crisis. Actually, you know what? Playing video games with a bunch of 19-year-olds that like are calling me stupid names that I don't understand because I'm too old to understand them. Like, I guess that is my midlife crisis, but yeah. So like, I don't know, man. I got 21 Pilots cake, which is fucking badass. Like, and good Lord, talk about manifesting things. I talked about my favorite birthday cakes, and that was badass. But dude, playing with Dan, Sean, Rosie that Friday night, like, I know I talked about it earlier. It was so much fun. It's so therapeutic. Like, and these guys, dude, they're not quote unquote Xbox friends. Like, these are real life friends. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it's come down to at this point. And it's been over 3 years of this. You know, we're all attached at the hip. It's so cool to like just have an outlet like that, because like, you know, there's stuff you guys don't see in like the admin chat. Like, if one of us is having a tough time, we'll talk about that. But if like we're trying to celebrate like small victories, like Sean's cool scally cap and mustache, like, you know, he just popped right on a FaceTime with us and showed us his cool mustache and his cap. Or Dan, like, motherfucker's got 14-foot sunflowers in his yard, and like, I was impressed, dude. Like, it's another part of our midlife crisis stuff. I can't wait until all you LT nerds start getting into gardening, dude. Oh, it's gonna be the best. Oh, I gotta have my turmeric and tend to my garden before I chill tonight. You guys are so fucking in for it in 20 years when like Xbox is a thing that you project from your mouth onto a TV. But regardless, when it happens, I'm so gonna be here for it. AKA, I'm not. I'm probably gonna pass away by then because I'll be an old man by then. But, but no. To get back to a serious thing, I got a good buddy. He had a real big issue. We own another team together, and you know, he has been dealing with a lot of life changes and stuff like that. And he just took a quick sabbatical. I feel bad because it seems like it's like, I've noticed that I have like a one like out of my skin day, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of hovering above myself, watching myself like go through like it's a GTA game or something. But he seems to kind of go through a spell like kind of like every 2, maybe 3 months. And I totally get that. I totally empathize with that because I do as well. It's gotten a little better with the meds that I take, but you know, I always worry about someone like that. And it's funny, like I said, like Sean, Dan, this person in general, Rosie, like, we're all real life friends now and stuff. So it's like, it's just different. But I don't know. It's always tricky because then, like, you know, the more I talk about this stuff is the more it opens the door for more people to kind of come in and share their stories, which I'm absolutely thankful for. It's unbelievable. It's a truly great feeling that people feel the ability to open up to me. And, you know, I always try and respect their privacy when we're talking about their stories and things of that nature, unless they're okay with their name going out there. But I always believe in the condition of like anonymity for anyone that wishes for it. So think of it like a HIPAA, like a HIPAA law. If you send anything in and you don't put your name or you don't imply who you are, I'm not going to try and guess who you are. So, but yeah, so. But the more those DMs come in and stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, I never have an ability to kind of like shut someone down abruptly unless like they really, really, really push my buttons. Like, you know, like I've talked about in some of the few past previous episodes where I kind of like crashed out about like my anger with stuff. But like those people just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And it's also my fault for responding until I snap. So it's definitely a two-way street. I'm definitely like, guilty of doing things like that I shouldn't be doing, but like I always just want people to see the light, see both sides of a story, and I try to overly be nice and like lay people down gently and stuff like that until it's time to not. But on the flip side of that, I do love dancing on graves when we kick people out of here. So like, I don't know, maybe I'm part of the problem, who knows, but yeah, it's always tough to try and limit like your responses to DMs and keep your own sanity, but also like not hurt people's feelings. So it's a tricky one, man. But let's get into a couple letters. I copied and pasted these into the notes area that I'm going off of here, so I have not even read these yet. So bear with me if I flub up. Bear with me if I react as we go. I have not read these. So first letter comes in. It says, so about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I wake up to my phone saying that I missed a call, and it's a friend that I've known since high school, and he was having a very rough time. His ex is a piece of work. They have kids. She has to be in control, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyways, I call him back, and when I say he was in a bad spot, it was sitting in a park near an overpass, and he was debating if he could see if he could fly. If you get the reference, and even they say here, they're like, hey man, sorry, but humor is a defense mechanism. And listen, I totally get that. Whatever it takes to kind of cope with things, I always try and go with the joke. I just feel like smiling kind of helps. So listen, man, no offense taken on the see if you could fly joke. But let's get back into this here. While I was on the phone with him, I texted a bunch of our longtime friends, and while I do my best to get an exact location, I get them to contact the police for a wellness check in case he actually decided to head to the overpass. Fortunately, after about an hour or so of just being there to listen to him, he settled down and decided to hang up and head home to his house. Those same friends, they all hopped in a car to go see him. They talked him into coming with them so he could get out of town, decompress, and just be with his friends. Unfortunately for me, I live very far away, so all I could do was just be there on the phone and listen, and I'm really glad I woke up when I did. With that, I would just like to say, please reach out and check in on those you care about, especially with men. We never reach out, and it usually leads to something bad. And yeah, man, that's so tough just to say, like, to be there and like hear a friend going through a hard time, and like, I'm sure you wanted the ability to kind of teleport to kind of be there with him and just kind of grab him and like let him know that you love him or you know, whatever. It was really great of you to just stay on the phone with him and just keep talking to him, because I think the silence can be a lot of a hard time for people. Like, I'd be lying if I didn't say I had some of those thoughts and stuff like that, and kind of, you know, I had like really, really, really bad nervous breakdown back in like November of like, I think it was 24. And yeah, man, like I don't know, man, I just drove to like an open field and I just sat there and I just kept staring. Like I think I went into a trance for like 2 or 3 hours, and that was probably the scariest day for me. And I thought about checking myself into a hospital that day. I called a couple people that I didn't call people, and I'm, you know, obviously I'm glad I did. So just if anyone's ever going through anything, man, I don't know if this is a thing in Canada, but in the States, in the US, 988, you dial that. It's just a talk line where you can stay anonymous, you can chat with people. They can kind of hopefully talk you through things if you don't have a friend like this that was, you know, thankfully that they were up at that time of night to be able to talk to them and kind of keep them on the phone and get the crew to come help them out. So yeah, just big ups on you, man. Or a woman, whoever that was. So great, super proud of you for doing that, and thank you for doing that, and thank you for writing in. That's really big. The next letter says, this is something that happened a long time ago, probably my rookie season here, but I was in a very dark place in life, borderline not wanting to live anymore, and a member on my team, which happened to be the Tribe, at this point in time, oh, okay, yeah, he named him, Aviator, reached out to check on me because it seemed like I was down, and I spilled my heart out to him. He truly touched me by listening to me and allowing me to express everything to him, and then taking the time and talking to me for almost 2 hours. Something I'll never forget. I'll never forget, because in my mind, He's the reason that I'm still here to this day because of how much hurt and pain that I was going through at that time. I'd really like to remain anonymous, but he deserves his flowers for being such a caring individual. Just to take time to speak to a stranger he met online in a virtual hockey league and change that person's life forever. And, you know, Aviator is one of the best dudes that we have in this server. He's such a genuinely sweet dude. This could easily be an unsung hero, aside from my jokey wife one for picking a song. But again, this is a super heavy topic. You know, you had someone here with some pretty dark thoughts, man, and a lot of intrusive thoughts and kind of things kind of going in your head. And you're just reaching out to a stranger, man. And it's just that, again, like, I can't say it enough. That's why guys like Rash Colton don't belong here. It's why guys like Uncle Flo's don't belong here. Like, this is why people belong here. And this is, listen, I'm gonna out it now, man. I said I wasn't gonna say his name, but the owner that I talked about that I had to like berate in front of the owners was Aviator. But at the same time, the reason he gets a little bit of extra leeway every now and again is because he literally saved someone's life here. You know what I mean? Like, so like when people sometimes say like, "Hell, you're not taking the proper steps. You're not being fair across the board." Well, sometimes if you fucking talk to someone in the middle of the night and save their life, you get a little extra leeway. You know what I mean? And doesn't mean I'm not gonna still yell at Aviator because it's fun yelling at him because I like to yell at people. But again, it's why we keep doing this, man. It's why we've been going strong for over 3 years. It's why we keep, you know, ignoring a lot of family time and ignoring a lot of other responsibilities to keep putting this product out there for you guys because this, excuse me, my goodness. I'm not getting choked up, relax, it's just a hiccup. But it's for this community and what you guys do. And we truly appreciate you. Aviator, I love you to death, brother. Thank you so much for doing that. Whoever this person is, I'll never ask you to state your name, but I cannot thank you enough for sharing, you know, such a personal story. And that's very big of you. And I can safely say that we're all happy that you're still here. And just remember, again, 988 in the States. I'm not sure what it is in Canada. I probably should have looked that up, but I like reading messages on the fly because I feel it leaves a more natural reaction to what I'm reading versus a rehearsed answer. So I'd rather just see them kind of briefly as I cut and paste. And yeah, 988 in the States. I don't know what it is in Canada. I'll post it in the chat or I'll post it on the podcast channel. But yeah, so that was a lot for the mental health minute. Good on y'all for writing in for that stuff. We're actually going to introduce a new segment here. We're dropping the gloves. I'm calling it the Sin Bin. It's a new interview segment here. And let's just get right into it. Dan, hit him with that new, hopefully cool, super badass jingle where it's like, drop the gloves, talk about it, unfiltered. Mikey Diesel. Drop the gloves and get in the sin bin. Boom, 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 boom.
No filters, no easy questions. Mikey Diesel puts them on the spot. Drop the gloves and get in the sin bin. The sin bin.
Oh, baby, we're in the sin bin. This is a new one. I'm digging this already. Okay. I've been trying to get this guy for weeks. Our schedules haven't matched up. And we finally were able to connect while I was at work. I recorded another podcast in an office. While I did that, I said, Snickers, get on the phone with me. I got to talk to you. And then lo and behold, we ultimately are playing against each other in the first round of the playoffs from our division. The 2 seed versus the 7 seed. And now that I got him, I picked his brain about his time in the league, where he came from, what he's doing, what he likes about this place, what he hates about his teammates, why he thinks that Jared doesn't take showers. He said Slam Chunk has coffee breath. These are all his words. You're going to have to listen to the interview for yourself to see if I'm lying or not. I am lying. He didn't say any of that stuff. But he did throw a ton of shade at me. Let's throw it right into the interview for the Sin Bin. My man, EataSnickers.
Okay, everyone, you know the drill. It's me, Mikey Diesel. I'm here with a very special guest this week. we actually had this interview planned, and lo and behold, looks like we're squaring off against each other as the 2 seed. Soul Reapers are hosting us, the 7 seed Coffin Floppers. And with no further ado, let's bring in our friend EataSnickers. Snickers, what's going on, dude? How are you feeling today?
Hey, what's going on, Mikey? We're feeling great today. It's a little bit of a rainy day at work, so we're doing this phone call while we can.
I like it, dude. Yeah, man. So regular season's over. We grinded for 8 weeks. You guys and I believe it's the Dover Demons were battling all season long. You were overtaking each other. You were kind of like leapfrogging each other as the standings went. Ultimately, you fell to the 2 seed. So you'll be playing us instead of playing the Hydra. Is there anything to that? Did you guys wish to land in a certain spot, or were you guys just gunning for that top spot and let the chips fall where they may as the season was coming to a close?
We pretty much wanted to gun for the Coffin Floppers the entire season.
Okay, here we go.
Like, you know what, Dover, you can take first.
President's Trophy means nothing when you get a chance to flop with the Coffin Floppers, man.
Exactly.
Well, before we get too much into our matchup here, why don't you tell everyone that's listening a little bit about yourself? Because I believe you ran a league before. I know you have like a whole friends group that you recruited here, so give us a little background about yourself, some of the people that you kind of brought along with you and felt were good members of the community, and just kind of your overall perception of the V.V.H.L from your time joining to where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean, I ran a league, so many years ago. Like, I don't even count it anymore, because that was probably like NHL 23 or something like that, 22 maybe. So I haven't ran a league in a while, but I was part of the WCA for, I want to say, like 6-7 seasons, and that was Hoagie will like that.
I was just going to say the same thing. Hoagie would approve of that joke.
That was totally unintentional too.
That's awesome.
But it was a league ran by Slur, and it I entered into that, and that ran its course for quite a long time, and we had a lot of fun in there. And when we took a season off from there, Vinner invited me and Pix into this league, and that was season 8. So when we joined this, we're like, oh, this is a lot like how WCA is, like a really cool community, like a lot of cool people, and we didn't know anybody, so that was also like pretty intriguing. Like, so got to meet like a whole new like group of people, and like everyone I've pretty much encountered in here has been awesome. Like every random team I was on, it's been a lot of fun. Liked everybody I've met. So we, when the WCA decided not to come back, we decided to make this place our home. And I do have a group of friends in here, but I haven't invited the vast majority of them. They have made their way in here. I know I get some of the credit for some of the people that are in here, but I really have only like invited like a couple of goalies and Jared.
Nice. Well, regardless of whether you invited these people in or not, they are coming from kind of like an alternate universe, if you will.
Yeah.
Where it seems like there were a lot of like similarities and like-minded people and stuff like that. So it's great to see them all funneling in here. As you mentioned, do Vinergans and Pix, who's actually on the Coffin Flopper, so it'll be kind of fun to have friends against each other. Do like a guy like Ajax. There's so many great people that have found their way in here, and I really thank you for kind of spreading the word or just bringing those vibes. And everyone that came over from there to here, it's been great. Which actually leads me to another question I kind of had for you. As you ran that league, what is known as, the WCA, you said you guys took a year off, and it just seemed like you never came back. So is there, I guess that's a question I always ask as a commissioner and admin here of what we feel is like one of the best leagues that we can possibly promote and give to the people. So I guess, was there any type of certain turning point that you noticed that kind of caused you guys to not want to put the effort in anymore? What kind of ultimately, I guess, led to the league just not kind of staying sustainable, and then ultimately, unfortunately folding?
So I wasn't in any power in that league. I owned a team that was as far up the ownership as I've gotten in the WCA. Slur was the founder and the owner of that league with a couple other people, similar to your guys' group here. I was friends with the majority of them, so like I did get to hear a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff, and I think ultimately, a league grows, it starts being, pretty inclusive. Then a lot of sweaty people come in, and it starts turning, you got to find that balance between, all inclusive and competitive, and everyone has to accept that it's not going to be fully their way. But I think it led to a lot of arguing, and eventually I'm sure you get a lot of DMs, like it gets to a point where I think people just don't feel like dealing with the arguments anymore, dealing with the fighting. It's supposed to be for fun. So when it stops being fun for the people that run the league, they lose the motivation to want to continue the league.
Wait, hold on a sec. I got to stop you right there mid-sentence, man. You talk about us getting a lot of DMs. I barely get any, man. I don't know what you're talking about. No one ever DMs me about anything, whether it's something in the rule book, whether they want to know if they can comb their hair, what they should eat for lunch.
I mean, I can fix that. PSA Diesel needs more communication because he's feeling a little lost during his days at work now.
Dude, I'll tell you, man, Dave Aquino just did that to me last week. My birthday was last Wednesday, and he started telling people, he's like, hey, man, listen, it's like Mikey Diesel's having a tough day. He goes, it's his birthday, and not a lot of people are getting a hold of him. He's like, I think all his true friends should be DMing him a happy birthday and tagging him in the DM. So, Dave worked his magic, man, and I got filled with extra DMs that I really didn't need that day. But
I love Dave, dude. He does some funny shit.
He's hysterical, dude. But so obviously I'm being facetious. It's nonstop DMs day and night, and I have a horrible knack of being able to respond to everyone because I feel bad if I don't respond. So it does wear on you. I get that stuff. It actually sounds like you're kind of mentioning a lot of things that are happening here too. Like we do have a lot of sweaty people in here, but as far as what egos and attitudes and things of that nature get through, do you think we've kind of lightened up from your time in season 8? Do you think, just as an outsider's perspective, you've seen a league kind of rise to prominence and then go down a little bit? Do you see any of those similarities here, or do you think we're doing a good job of policing it and everyone's kind of on the same track and same page here? We're, minus a few stragglers here and there.
I think you guys are on a good page. Like I think you guys are trying to get ahead of things and do your best to make everybody happy. I think the main thing is going to have to come from the community more so than what you guys can control. I think people have to realize that everything isn't going to be exactly the way they wanted. People should just be good people and not try to exploit things. Just play what they're supposed to do. As long as everyone's honorable and does the right thing, everything should run just fine.
I like it.
But some people have, the league is changing, and it doesn't matter which one you join, they're all going to change. I've been through, numerous leagues where they have a starting point that everyone's all for it, and it ends somewhere where you now have to, try harder. And it's just the natural, seems like the natural cycle of leagues. But I do think you guys have a pretty good grip on it. I do like that, cause I've seen a lot of the sweaty people coming in, and I don't see really any of them causing any issues. I see people getting angry because it's frustrating to play against these people, and I think that has to come with some tempered expectations. But it's all on the community. As long as the community is allowing it to have fun, the admins will keep having fun, and everyone will still be motivated to keep it rolling.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Well, listen, for those unaware, we got a kind of a lost episode last week. I'll be honest, man. I was super duper tired when I recorded it. I talked about it earlier in this podcast. So this might be a banger kind of double episode where I'm basically re-recording my thoughts and stuff from last week and going into this week. So this week we're actually going to have 3 interviews. We got you on tap here, and we're going to get into the last part before we wrap up, which is what I'm getting at. 3 interviews. Whirlwind news and stuff like that. So this is going to be a long episode, but I think 3 interviews will be fun. We're going to talk to Dan about the Boyer fallout from that interview. We're talking to you about, your thoughts on the league and all that stuff. And And man, I did a doozy with Mark and Luigi, which, people will be hearing as well. So I think we're going to have a fun episode here, but I would like to talk about what's coming ahead. Our playoff matchup, the Soul Reapers, the number 2 seed, they're hosting us, the number 7 seed Coffin Floppers. And, I'm going to give a little secret away. We got no Wax Poetic this week. He's unfortunately tending to some personal issues. So we got to play around with the roster a little bit. I know you guys are going to be out Slam Chunk, who's got kind of the same issue. Yep. So we're both, a little ammunition shy of a full clip here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts going into this matchup? How confident are you guys feeling in the dressing room and in the clubhouse? And what are you guys looking to do here? In the first round against us?
We're definitely going for the full sweep, like right off the bat, like this total annihilation. Like we're just that Picks the Chunk ain't gonna do nothing.
Hey, it's Picks the Hunk to you, sir. How dare you?
No, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like the boys and girl all season, like they have been like so supportive and like just totally in. Like I have said from week 1 on, I'm making 0 trades. I have gotten plenty of offers. Everyone is so into the team and having so much fun. It doesn't matter if they're playing, they're not playing. Everyone's on the stream. Everyone's DMing or writing in the group chat. Like everyone's into it, and I love to see it. It's a big turnaround from what I've experienced in other leagues. It has been one of the most fun teams I've ever been a part of.
So you went wire to wire with no trades?
No trades.
I love that, man. I'm a big fan of that. It's always a tough thing to do. We've had to make a couple trades. Ultimately, I think they helped our team. But yeah, I was kind of under the same mindset. And man, it's got to be tough for you if you're not making trades and the vibes are on point. Like you just see all the other teams making trades. Did you ever have the feel of like, oh man, I want to get in on the action? There's a lot of trades. Am I supposed to do a trade? Or are you just like, yo, this is my team. We're vibing. We're good to go. Everyone's bought in, so I'm all in.
I mean, like I've been offered quite a few like very good players, and I appreciate the offers that people were sending. But there's something to be said about like how everybody's clicking and how the chemistry's going. Like people can keep making all their trades. I don't adjust me based on other teams. Like I made probably like three trades last season, and I did it because it helped the team. I don't think making a trade this season, even if it was for a high profile player, would have helped our team because we are already gelled. Like everybody's all playing together well.
I love it. Yeah, so it's so good, dude. It's like, I'll be honest, man. I got caught up in a little bit of the panic, and I was like, oh, I got to make a move. Everyone's making moves. So like, it takes a little bit of willpower to stay pat. And like we talked about, dude, it landed you in the 2 seed. So everyone's comfortable with each other by this time. I mean, you're playing 32 games. 48 games as a team, 32 max for a player. We're through the 8-week grind of it, and you got to have a family vibe going now. So going into the playoffs, it gets a little trickier as far as the lineups go and things of that nature. Is everyone understanding? Are you anticipating trying to maximize certain players, or are you just going to go well balanced all the way through? Because we do have some new playoff rules here, and you actually made a great point about some of the playoff matchups and then what to do when people aren't available. And we've pivoted, as you can tell in the managers chat. We made a quick exception, but we're not going to go in depth on that. But with those rules and everything, how is your lineup construction looking? Are you already planning lines, or did you have lines already set?
So we spent the first 4 weeks of the season playing different lines every week, and then for the last 4 weeks of the season, we put our combinations together that we thought, and they have just been thriving. So we got our combinations set. We're rolling with them. We're riding or dying together. It's just a matter of, we'll see what the availability is. Like I just put it out today, so if we have full avail, we don't know which one's going to go first yet, but we have who we're sticking together, and I don't think it's any secret. Like Mikey, Primetime, Marky, and Jared have been playing phenomenal together. I think they have 2 losses in the last month.
Well, speak of the devil too. You talk about Marky Mark, man. He's with a solid line, like you just said there, with with Mikey, Primetime, and Jared. He's a guy that when we were talking in the interview about his progression in the league, because he went from an undrafted prospect into ownership, and now he got drafted. He's away from his partner in crime, NotLuigi, and I'll tell you, man, that guy looks like he's really stepped it up a notch the last couple seasons, and you guys are kind of getting him in his prime in the league, and just surrounding him with the players that you have surrounded with have just made him grown as a player exponentially, and I couldn't be happier to see something like that for a guy like him.
Are you saying Luigi was holding him back?
I'm implying that Luigi was holding him back. I wasn't outright saying it, but I mean, if you want to put those words in your mouth, you can.
Luigi, I love you, bud.
Poor guy, dude. He took a beating in the interview with Mark and myself.
Oh, did he?
And now he's catching strays from.
Like those two hit me up to play like once a week, and when I get a chance to be able to jump on with them, it is a great time.
Okay.
I like both of them a lot.
Dude, you led me right to one of my final questions here. Would you rather play pubs with 3 specific people that you know you're going to laugh with, and I'm going to put Ajax in there at net, okay? So you get the chance of either doing a crazy draft lobby with 8 voices just going shithouse, people joining left and right, a lot of laughs, it's insanity, it's a weekend night. Would you rather that? Would you rather a league game where you're playing with your team and just going out, or RP hunting and chem games, or picking a specific 3 people to play with you and just going for laughs and RP hunting? What's your favorite way of going at it?
I like an active lobby. So whatever's going to have like everyone going, everyone laughing, having a good time, win or lose. Like no one likes losing. Lobbies always want to be competitive, and you always want to win. But if the whole party is silent, gripping their controllers, sighing at a mistake, like that makes me play worse. I would rather play with where there's a group of people. So it could be a draft lobby, it could be my Hogwarts Discord where there's sometimes 12 people sitting in there.
Whoa, we're not promoting other Discords here, pal. Oh my God.
I'm throwing in the plug. You just wait.
Yeah, for all your LFG needs, please go on to the Hogwarts server.
Link in bio.
That's right. No, dude, I'm a big fan of the chaos as well. I like a lot of voices going at once. I like busting balls if you make a mistake. Like, I'm the first guy that I'm like, oh, nice goal. If someone goes on a breakaway just to the blue line just to fuck with them. Or if I do it and I mess up, I'm getting and again, we're a non-toxic league. The type of chirping that I'm talking about is totally different than the type of chirping we don't allow. But if we're in a fun lobby like that and busting each other's chops and everyone's in on the joke, man, there's nothing better. There really isn't.
Oh, you're right. It has to be friendly. If you're crossing a line, no, that's when that person gets kicked out. You can't be doing that. But if I'm skating up with someone on a 2-on-1 and I don't have the puck and they do a wild drop pass while I'm nowhere near behind them, you better believe me, Mike, stop dropping it there.
Dude, okay, all right, listen, I'm first Luigi's catching strays, now we're throwing shade at me. I don't, this is my podcast, I don't want to, I didn't come here to get insulted. It's supposed to be glazed. No, but dude, it's so funny because I'll do that. I'm like, guys, got this one. And then if I ring it off the post or do my stupid right trigger thing and just pass it off the boards, I expect to get eviscerated by some buds and having some laughs about how silly the play was.
Oh, of course. Sometimes you have to do dumb stuff just because you want to get it going and you want to do something goofy.
Yeah, dude. All right, listen, man, we've been yapping for a while. I'm trying to keep these things short and sweet. Hopefully people are going to listen to this 2-hour marathon episode here, but last question I want to ask you, and you have to answer this.
Okay.
You are allowed to pick any 3 people in the server that you're going to go play 4 RP games with. You expect to win, you expect to have laughs, and it's just going to be good vibes all night. Who are the 3 people you're picking to play alongside you in positions, please?
It would have to be Heedy, Slab, and Siphon, who I've been running with this whole season with my RP games and in the league. Those 3 have been a great mixture, a great time. We're laughing the whole time. And then if you need to add one extra person, Slam Chunk has to be the voice in the background that's not playing because he just keeps it going.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, that's not fair. That's an owner. That's like, listen, this guy's taking a PR course on his team. He knows the right answers. I didn't even give him questions ahead of this thing. He's thinking as an owner off the cuff. He's making sure his team's represented. He's making sure he's calling out his team. He's a savvy owner. That is a well thought out answer, especially when I threw it to you on the fly. But I think that's going to wrap it up. I think we've been going at it for a little bit. Snickers, obviously, best of luck to you in the playoffs. Any parting words you'd like to say? Anything you wanna get out there before these playoffs start at the regular season end? Anything you'd like to say to the community before we sign off here?
For one, I have really liked the trades that you made. I thought that you did a good job building a solid 2 lines there. I think that was a really great to pair Nash and Picks up together. I think that's really going to help you guys out. I'm really looking forward to a good matchup with you guys. I do see this going, like the 6th range. I think, but I'm looking forward to a well thought season.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. All right, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for my man, EataSnickers. We're recording this interview on Thursday. I'm looking forward to a crazy-ass draft lobby Friday night after Livewire. I'm hoping you're there, man, because I'll tell you, man, the laughs don't stop when Snickers is in the room, especially if Ajax lurking around before midnight. It's it's always an entertaining time, so I look forward to it. And Snickers, again, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for hopping in with us, and yeah, man, we'll see you on the ice this weekend.
That sounds good, Diesel. Get ready.
I'm ready, baby. I'm ready.
All right, bud. I'll see you there.
All right, later, bud.
Man, what a fun interview. Snickers is the best, dude. I thought he was a Canadian guy. Turns out he's from Pennsylvania. Who knew? I didn't. I'm glad he told me. But just so everyone knows, like I said, I've been trying to get Snickers in for an interview. We finally connected on this one. And right after we stopped recording, he goes, yeah, dude. He's like, I told him that I was available. And then lo and behold, he said he just finished interviewing Marky Mark and NotLuigi. And he's like, those MFers stole my interview slot. I'm like, oh, they sure as shit did. So they stole his first spot. I ended up talking to those boys for a long time. We'll get into that in a second. But I felt bad that Snickers got his spot taken from Marky Mark, his teammate. They're convinced I'm trying to divide a wedge between them. I'm trying to break the team from the inside out by interviewing both of them and giving them different airtime. But it was fun. So Snickers gets to go first. And these two boys, man, these two boys are fun. We talked about everything, anything. I forgot like half the stuff that NotLuigi told me. I completely spaced and forgot he used to be a independent professional wrestler. Marky Mark gets into some of his stuff. We talk about his super famous viral brother. I think we yapped for like 40 minutes. It was gross. So hopefully it's an entertaining interview. It's coming up right now. Backblast Dan, let's send this thing right over to me speaking to the Degens, Marky Mark and NotLuigi.
Yeah, baby. Okay. We are here. We're trying out some new audio, some new ways of interviewing people, and I figured who better to help kick this thing off than the two newest members of the VVPA, the Vroom Vroom Players Association. We're here with NotLuigi and Marky Mark. Luigi, you first say hi, then Marky Mark, you also say hi.
What's going on? How's it going?
All right. Now, it's no secret to anyone that's been in the league. You guys are the former co-owners of the Degens, the Degenerates. Just give us a little brief history on how you guys know each other, how you met, how long you've been playing Chell together for, and what brought you to the V.V.H.L. And we'll start with you, Mark, since we said hi to Luigi first. So why don't you give us a little bit, Marky Mark, leave some crumbs for Luigi to kind of fill in the blanks there, please.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you're going to start with him because he tells the story way better. But yeah, we just started, like, we've known each other for 12 years or so. But we kind of started playing Chell together, but we were using random drop-in games and whatnot, and it was hell. such toxicity and bullshit. But then my friend Luigi found a post on a Facebook post, and I'll let him continue because it's a great story.
Well, like Mark said, we had a group that we played with, and when things were going good, it was good times. But as soon as things weren't going so good, then the toxicity started to come out, and we were kind of getting tired of playing with them. And I made a post in a random Facebook group, and another member here replied to it with a link to the Discord for the V.V.H.L. And we hemmed and hawed about it for about a week or so. We weren't sure if we wanted to commit to it, how much work it would be. But eventually, we decided to take the plunge, and we ended up joining the server the week of the Season 5 finals. And I mean, the first broadcast, the first stream that I tuned into, I realized okay, I'm home here. This is going to be good. And we've been here ever since.
And let's give a shout out to the guy that answered the Facebook ad. He's been like God. He's like, I think you guys are old enough, or at least Mark, especially you doing like the band stuff that you do, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But street teams back in the days of like the early 90s, 2000s. It's like we got a personal street teamer out on Facebook pulling in the recruits. Man, it was Papa Palpatine who grabbed you guys to bring you in, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
So that's he's like a resident street teamer, man. When we needed bodies, he made sure to go out and get them, and he got us some quality ones with you two. So it's always good to have you here. And just give us a little background on what you guys do for a living and stuff like that, because I know Mark, you have a pretty interesting thing that you do with like the bands and things like that, and I'm obviously a huge fan of your brother and his social media influence. So. But hold that in the chamber for me, because I'm going to go back to Luigi and have him start it, because I know you have a cool career now. You also had a very interesting career beforehand that, if you're comfortable talking about it, I think it'd be kind of cool to hear about what it was like to be in the male adult entertainment business.
Dude, you say you never tell.
No, but you know what, the government job that I was talking about, if you're not comfortable, that's more than okay to not say it.
Oh, that's Luigi, actually.
It's a fairly boring government job at the end of the day. I work in banking regulation for the government, so it is what it is. I've personally actually been on a bit of a leave since the end of May, dealing with some personal stuff. But when I do go back, that's still what I'm doing.
Oh, well, I was talking about your previous job where you were the cannabis one.
I wasn't sure which one you were referring to, if it was going to be the cannabis industry or if it was my days as an indie wrestler.
The indie wrestler. True story? Hold on a sec. Quick time.
True story.
We must have talked about this before.
I'm pretty sure it's come up.
All right. So now, I'm
you just derailed the entire interview.
Yeah, we're taking. So. Obviously, I don't remember this. How long were you an indie wrestler for, and where did you get trained?
I did it for about 3 or 4 years in upstate New York. It was based in Messina, which is right across the river from Cornwall, where I grew up and where Marky Mark still lives.
And who was your trainer?
So I don't know if you're actually going to know these names. The main guy was a guy named Justin Roberge. Not Roberge, I'm sorry. Justin... Oh my God, I can't remember his actual last name now. Roberge is a different guy associated with the
Credible
scene there. No, it wasn't just Incredible. But the other two actually that were the main guys in the training. One of them is still doing the indie wrestling scene in upstate New York and Eastern Ontario is Misery the Barbarian. And the other guy unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. It was Shooter Storm. So a couple of local guys in upstate New York. I don't know if any of the names are going to ring any bells or anything like that. And we are talking, late 90s, early 2000s when I was doing this. So pre-social media, pre-camera phones, pre-smartphones, pre-all of that.
That's pretty wild, though, dude. Any significant or notable like championships or anything you won, or were you just kind of like middle of the card type of guy, or how far up the ranks did you make it in the indies?
I made it to the mid card. I didn't really get out of the I don't even want to call it a fed or anything like that because it was really a small thing that I was doing. But I was kind of in their upper mid card there. I ended up taking a power bomb the wrong way from somebody who was still kind of newish and tore my shoulder all to hell, and that's how I kind of got out of the business. I still have the nasty scar to prove it. Notable matches, I think back on 2 of them. We always tried to pool a bit of money together to bring in kind of a bigger name. So I got to get DDT'd by Jake the Snake Roberts in his drunken days. So it was scary as fuck. I wasn't sure if I was going to survive the DDT or not. And I had a match in it's a place called Alexandria Bay, New York, and it was the biggest crowd that I ever wrestled in front of. It was about 1,200 people. And when they talk about like the butterflies and stuff like that, that's the biggest moment for me. Was that right before going through the curtain, feeling like I was going to throw up because of how many people were there. And then as soon as my like French Quebec music hit and they started raining down the booze on me, I already had them and I was fine. All the butterflies left. I had them in the palm of my hand already. I was like, oh, let's go have some fun.
Dude, that's super cool. Holy crap. I don't think we've ever gone in depth like that before. So why not? Why not do it here? That's pretty cool. And then, touch on the cannabis thing too, because I think that's a super interesting job too on what you did and how tedious that got.
Well, I mean, I wasn't there for super long. It was for a startup up here in Canada back when legalization had just started. And the company that I was with, I'm not going to name them. They were trying to get into the medicinal space about a year before recreational became legalized. And they've flip-flopped a couple times. And like, I'm so glad that I didn't stick with that company or invest any money in it like they had offered. But what I got to do while I was there was really cool. It was setting up the call center operations and all that, that was the boring part. The cool part was getting to actually visit the grow ops and the grow houses and stuff like that and see the plants and learn the techniques that they were using to grow it and stuff like that. So that was super cool. And the pictures that you've seen of just the endless plants, that was a really fun day.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. This is nuts, man. I thought it was a nice chill day outside, so I'd hang out in my yard to record this interview, and I got chickens running around me. They're all freaking out now. My dog's freaking out at the chickens. So if people hear this, it's a farm life. I don't know what to tell you. But let's move on to Marky Mark, because that's we had a lot of your time there, Luigi. So I want to hear about Mark, and tell us a little bit about what you do, because you do some cool stuff with the music. Your brother's got an interesting thing going on. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for your profession.
Yeah, great story, Luigi. I love it. By the way, just a side note, I have a old magazine, like a zine of a picture of Luigi in his wrestling attire. I'd have to find it and share it with you guys.
Well, he's got that for that one, but that's something.
Yeah, we need to make that like a GIF or something. But no, no, my God, I was like Luigi said, Cornwall, little town in Ontario, I guess. We for about 10 years, I was a radio producer, which is pretty easy, fun job to do, and then reconstructing of the radio business and whatnot kind of got me laid off, which kind of sucked. Trying to figure out what the hell to do, and I was just talking to Luigi about it. Just kind of started an own little business of my own company.
Now stepping inside the game, exclusive interviews you won't hear anywhere else. Between the whistles.
Independent and not owned by the two big corporations that own everything here in Canada. So trying to venture out into that business and field. But I mean, I've been in music for as long as I can remember. I remember my parents getting my first guitar. I'm not Bryan Adams, but they did give me my guitar at a five and dime. I've been in. I've started in emo bands to 3-piece rock bands. I got like an acoustic rock thing with my wife and my best friend that I've known for God knows how many years. Just started. I'm kind of doing like solo acoustic stuff for myself, and then just finished, like I was saying in the chat yesterday, a 2-day. One of my best friends does a 2-day metal festival for like a charity in my hometown. Every year we had 11 bands on Saturday, 11 bands on Sunday. we basically had 3 14 15-hour days, help with setup, tear down, did a bunch of lights for it, and we ended up playing on the stage. It was a couple of my buddies used to have a rap group, and we basically put live instruments to it, so it's a little rocky rap thing going on, which is pretty fun. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, my man.
Bro, I'll tell you what, that's literally my favorite like type of genre of music. So if you have anything, like send that my way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And yeah, so like that was like the big thing I wanted to ask you about, because like I'm a huge concert nerd. Like I love like every aspect of it, from taking an empty like arena or like nightclub or whatever, and it's just you have load in. You're building a stage, you're building the lights, you're syncing it to the music, all that stuff gets set up. And just, I don't know, man, I've always been so fascinated with the stage setup of things, like, and just like the intricacies of it. Like you see like, you know, let's say you're seeing a headliner act with like a medium-sized band in the middle, and then like an opener act that's kind of newer to the scene, right? And it's just always cool to me to see like a big stage setup covered with black curtains. And then in front of it are some like, I don't know what they're called, but like the big, not monitors, but like the big tall rolling speakers. Those are like the amps. Those are covered in black. Then there's a drum set covered in a black tarp. And it's like, so the first band's in front of all that shit. And then it's like, you know, you get your prep music, then the lights go down, everyone's milling around. There's like a buzz for it. The show starts. First band comes on, they're whatever. It doesn't matter because you're just hearing music live. Then they finish. And then it's the breakdown with the house music. The lights come up a little bit, and then you get like that come down of effect of like the opening act going. And then you get like, you hit that bottom where you level out, you maybe grab a drink or something, go check the merch stand. Then you get back, you start getting set. And it's like that 10 minutes before, like, it's just a feeling I wish I could bottle, because the second those house lights go down, you hear the music stop. It's like, whew. And then they're done. They clear all that stuff out again, man. And then the headliner comes, or you're looking for them to flash the flashlights after they're like doing drum checks and stuff, which they don't even do anymore. But so like, I've always loved that stuff. So that's kind of the stuff you do, right? Like the load in, load outs with all that stuff, building the stage, lights, everything.
Yeah, I mean, for this specific one, yeah, shout out to Cornwall Chaos, by the way. I'm going to give it to my buddy Ryan O'Neill, who's a fucking rock star in our city. But yeah, so they had oh my God, like the stage was set up by the city. We were basically at like, it's called a civic complex. We used to have, what is it, Mario? The Cornwall Aces, I believe, and the Cornwall Royals. Yep. Shout out to them that played there. But the stage was all provided by the city, so it was set up. So it was probably 20 feet wide. So we had a drum riser on the left, a drum riser on the right. Basically a house kit on each. So the transition from like a band finishes, they start taking their breakables or their drums off, and then the other band is already setting up on the other drums. So we had about like, by the end of the day, we timed out for 15-20 minutes between bands. After day one, we were about an hour behind, and by day two, we were about 20 minutes behind, which was a lot better. But yeah, like the bands were cool. They were all like from out of town coming in, donating their time but it was like a lot of heavy metal. I mean, it was a metal festival, but day one we had, they were called Sky Studios. They basically had like really tall, like, I don't want to say stripper pole, but I guess a pole dancing pole. And they had a rig with like a hanging ring, and they were doing like a whole choreograph, like angel versus devil shit. It was insane. And then yesterday we had basically, I don't want to say like a freak show chick, but she works for Cirque du Soleil in Toronto, I believe. She nailed a nail in her nose. She had someone staple 3 staples on her arm that had Christmas lights. It was a nice little break from the bands. But all in all, I think they raised $11,000 for Cornwall Hospice. So it was a great fucking day.
Dude, that's sick, man. Yeah, I don't know. For me, hopefully people got entertained by this part, because like both you guys have pretty fascinating like walk the life as far as like stuff you've done, and it's just stuff that's interests me. So there
Luigi, sorry, just real quick, Luigi's going to have a cakewalk with one of his 2 outstanding Goldie children in the future, by the way.
Well, I just saw him on mute. Go ahead if you want to retort to that before I move on to the question for Mark.
I just want to say, hey, stop jinxing it, Mark.
All right. So yeah, no, there's another thing that always interests me, and the happenstance of him coming across my algorithm, like, it's just mind blowing, and I can tell you the whole trajectory of it, and like it all started like when I got chickens, and then I'm looking up like emus and all, you know, different like animals and stuff, and you know, it just hit my algorithm where I'm starting to see a bunch of stuff with farms. And then if you remember, like a year or two ago, I think the All-American Rejects were doing like some sort of a free like concert where they basically like pull up to people's like neighborhoods and like just load in their equipment and play free shows for people. And they would have like go around and like be like, oh, I want you to come play here for this and that. So somehow between me getting caught up in that All-American Rejects algorithm as well as a farming algorithm brought me to this page called The Modern Homestead. And it was this guy, he's got like long scraggly black hair, he's got a long scraggly black beard, glasses. He just holds the camera up. He's like, oh, hey, this is me. This is my farm. And he's like, hey, All-American Rejects, you guys should play here because I got all this space. Let me take you around. And I was like, interested. I watched the whole video, right? And then I'm following it. And then like all of a sudden, I'm not even following the guy's page. I'm still not even following. I probably should, because once we get to where we're going on this trip, I should really throw him a follow. But yeah, so I'm like, more of his videos keep popping up on my feed. Oh, here's him with like all these cattle. Here's him with like honeybees. Here's him with chickens and this and that. I'm like, this dude's super entertaining. I'm like, anyone ever see this guy? And then Mark, you responded in the chat, and why don't you tell everyone what you said?
yeah, I was like, yeah, no, that's not me, that's my brother.
No, that was before I even knew it was you, dude. Like, before I even knew you related, I was like, has anyone ever seen this guy? He's awesome. And you're like, yeah, that's my brother, dude. And I was like, no. And yeah, just I think that's one of the coolest things, man. Just that it happened like that. And yeah, what is do you ever go up to his farm? Do you see him a lot? Does he ever like watch your streams of you playing hockey? Is he even aware of any of this stuff that's happening in your life?
Well, he's the commissioner's biggest fan. I'll tell you that right now. No, man, I think he bought the homestead. Like, he basically bought like an old farmhouse, I'd say 7-8 years ago, and basically kept the foundation of the old house and like remodeled it to what him and his wife and the 2 kids wanted. But he's got started off with 3 cows and 3 alpacas, which one of them was pregnant, so they got a surprise baby. And now he's up to, I want to say, 15 alpacas, like half and half, male females. We saw him at my sister-in-law's birthday last weekend, and I think we saw 14 little hatchling ducks that all got born. They all got born. Yeah, he's got animals galore, and he's hoping to be, I don't want to say off the grid, but I'm hoping he wants to go solar and basically off the grid at one point. So that's pretty fucking nuts, man. Real quick story that my wife really wants me to tell you. She used to work at a dispensary, and one of her long-serving clients came and said, hey, I think your husband's cheating on you. Like, I saw him at the grocery store with like a wife and kids, and she's like, no, it's my brother-in-law.
No. Yeah, well, you know what? She should, if she worked at a dispensary and someone came in and said that, I'd be like, you know what? I think you're done for the day, but thank you very much. You can try again tomorrow when you're sober. No, does he, just a follow-up question, is he even aware of you being in like a hockey league? Like, have you told him about the jerseys and stuff? Or do you guys like, do you not see each other in person a lot? Or how about that?
No, I mean, we see each other enough. He's pretty busy. My God, if he's not working at his business, he's pretty much waking up at the crow of the rooster doing random fucking renovations and shit. You see him on parties and stuff and family gatherings and whatnot. We chatted with him before about me playing hockey online and stuff. He thought it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right, let's switch back to some league stuff. I think 45 minutes worth of your guys' backstory is enough. Is enough for this interview. So you guys have been here for a while. You said since season 5. I actually think wasn't that the one where I muted the chat completely after the finals because 2 guys were like poking at each other and they just like blew up the chat and ruined the night?
Yep. And that was actually when that happened. Mark reached out to me in Messenger and we were talking about it, and we actually it solidified our belief that we had joined the right league, for the fact that there was absolutely no BS being put up with for what was going on. It really solidified it really early on.
No, I appreciate that. I was gonna say, like, that's a tough intro to the league, like, and it's happened a handful of times, and it's always like let's say someone joined the league on Monday, and then like Tuesday and Wednesday, like teams are gonna be eliminated from the playoffs, and teams are gonna get real salty about it, and like it usually ends up in something kind of weird. So like I can only imagine like walking into a server and being like, oh hey, cool, all right, so this is the non-tuck. Oh, the chat's muted on the first night. We just got here and there's a muted chat and guys are going at, oh, all right, well, they threw him out. All right, maybe they're better the word. But like my initial reaction would be like, what did I just walk into? Now, what did you guys think when you saw all that going on?
Well, for both of us, it was really our first league and our kind of our intro to Discord too. So like we weren't chatting too much. We weren't as active in the Gen chat as we've become since then. So I honestly don't know that we realized as much that it had been muted or anything like that. Us, it was more like our reaction was, wow, they just threw two guys out of the league for what, like, I don't want to say not for a big deal, because at the end of the day, like it was happening on the time, they were taking away from teams being able to, handshake and GG and enjoy their championship win. And that went against the value itself of the league, and that was enough to heave them out. So the only reaction that we had, I don't think either of us had a reaction of like, oh my God, what have we joined? I think both of us had the reaction of, wow, this is exactly what we wanted to join, a league where they don't put up with, like, we're both older guys. We're both, Mark just turned 40, I'll be 43 in November. So
wow.
we
I don't know if he wanted people to know he was that old.
So we didn't want to put up with, young bullshit from ego and testosterone. That's what we left. That's the group that we left behind. I hope they don't listen to this podcast, but that's the group that we left behind, was people that couldn't control that.
No, I like that. And Mark, I'm going to go to you. I have a feeling if I ask you the same question, it's going to be very close to the same answer. So we'll move on to that. Again, you guys have been around for a while now. Season 5. I mean, we're heading into season 12 next month with the release of NHL 27. And with that, you guys have kind of run the whole gambit, undrafted to drafted mid rounds to drafted first rounds to owning together to forcing him to own with you when you needed a break and all that stuff, and then taking a backseat again. Recently, you guys have, as very recently as this week, have been announced as the 2 newest members of the VVPA. I couldn't be any happier with the decision made by Sean as the head of the PA to have both of you in there. I think you both eat, sleep, breathe, exhibit, promote, encourage, endorse all the league values that we have here. So with you guys heading into the PA, is there anything you're looking forward to that? Are you content with that? Would this stop you from owning next season, or even like potentially if we ever had an admin opening, is that something that you guys would think about? And we'll start with Mark on that one.
It's a great question. Like, my God, you're a great moderator, by the way. I'm going to give you some props there. I'm very excited to be, especially Luigi as a duo. Both of our votes are individual, by the way. But like, kind of touching base on what he said, is just, we went from the undrafted to owning, and we've had really bad seasons as the Degens owner, and we've, some people leave, some people get angry, and I love the decision making that you guys do, that you seem that we can help out on that as well. Like, we don't like the toxicity and the bullshit, like you said. So being able to be a part of that process and help out in any way possible is just a bonus for us. I think that we're just so happy to be here, and anything that we can do to help out and just make it a better league is just gravy on top of for I know I'm speaking for both of us on that one. So
yeah, for sure. Like Mark says, just being a part of the process is almost an honor. It is an honor. It's not almost an honor. It is an honor. I do have to say though, I don't understand what you mean by the undrafted part. So you'll have to refer to Mark when it comes to that.
Okay, hang on. You also said first round pick, and Luigi was not a first round pick.
Nope, absolutely, I was not.
guys, this isn't all right. This isn't. this is a non. I was speaking to Degenerates. I wasn't saying who went undrafted. I didn't call it out that Marky Mark didn't have the chops to make it one season. You said that, not me. Those were your words. But listen, while we're talking about going undrafted, let's call a spade a spade. If I wasn't a lowly podcaster here, if I wasn't an admin here, if I wasn't commissioner here, and I wasn't an owner here, I wouldn't be getting drafted. So you're in great company, Marky Mark. We can be the undrafted together. It's all good. But
I love it. I love it either or. All good.
To the question at hand that Mark hit us at here. Again, it's a step up to the PA here. Would you ever potentially think of gunning for an admin spot if that should open? How do you feel about this as far as because PA members can't own? Would either affect either? Like, would you be like, oh, I really want to own, so maybe this will be a one and done, or I'd like to own, but this is more important to me, so I want to stay on here. So why don't you just kind of hit us with all aspects of that, and I can follow up if you miss any answers.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, this might be breaking news, and it's not a final decision, but we are actually leaning towards taking season 12 off from owning as well. Want to maybe let everybody have a whole season under the new game before we're tasked with trying to run a team. We don't play in other leagues like a lot of the other owners do, so we don't get a lot of exposure to other players that other owners might get. So I don't think it's going to be a one and done. I think we probably are both going to end up sticking onto it through season 12 if the PA will have us. But absolutely would not prevent us from potentially in the future running a team again. As far as an admin spot, if it ever opened up goes, I mean, I can't speak for Mark on that one. It's something that I've definitely considered. And, I mean, if the spot opened up, yeah, I probably would toss an application out at this point.
Nice. Mark, same question, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we both loved owning. We had some of the, even though we had some bad seasons, we still had some of the best times we had with some of the players. So, but we also are having fun season not owning this season. So if it means going into another draft to potentially be on an admin spot or whatnot, then I think there's a fair balance of I can give up owning and be still very, very happy.
I like it. All right, let's ask some fun questions, guys. All right, let's ask some fun questions. Mark, I know you just ended it. Let's unmute your mic. Let me ask you two questions here. First, it's a B or C question. Are you an indica man? Are you a sativa man? Or are you a hybrid man?
I would lean towards hybrid, but I'm more of a sativa. I'm not a big fan of getting burnt out too much. I like to have a little bit of energy if I can.
Dude, so if I may, I typically am a sativa man myself, but my wife told me something, and she said that like a sativa like totally ramps up your anxiety and like your paranoia. So like I've kind of noticed that. So I've been trying to go towards hybrids and stuff. And like, if you get the right indica, man, it just feels like someone's like putting 100-pound weights on your shoulders and you're just shoved into a couch. So like, I also kind of dig that too. But the second question for you, Mark, there. Actually, you know what? We'll go to Luigi on this one, and then I'll follow up. So, Luigi, same question: A, B, or C? Indica, sativa, or hybrid?
In the couch, man. I'm an indica man all the way. I find that the sativa does, in fact, make my brain speed up. When, in fact, the whole point for me originally starting was for it to slow it down, so that I could hear my own thoughts and not everything else up there. So yeah, I don't like sativa at all. Indica or hybrid.
I like it, dude. Just a quick funny story you reminded me of. I was like taking a ton of sativa at one point, and like I said to my therapist, I'm like, I think something's wrong. She's like, what happened? I'm like, I keep hearing like people having conversations outside my house in my driveway. I'm like, but like I'm surrounded by woods. Like there's no one around here. I was like, there's nothing on the Ring camera. There's nothing when I go outside. She's like, how much marijuana do you smoke? I was like, I don't know, every day. And she's like, sativa or indica? I was like, sativa. She's like, yeah, there's your answer. She's like, listen, you shouldn't be doing it at all, but you might have to make a switch. So, I've been trying to make the switch, you know what I mean? But the next question I have for you is, do you have a particular like favorite strain that you go to, or like a specific type of aroma or taste? That's for you, Luigi.
Not really. I generally get mine from one of the mail order sites up here in Canada, and honestly, it's whatever is good price and decent enough quality. I don't have a preference other than that.
Mark, you?
I got to the point in life where weed is weed. I remember caring about it. Like quick story. One of my buddies and I ordered, I think it was 18 grams, and we ended up doing like a draft, like on my dinner table of little 1 ounce or little 1 gram bags of like Big Diesel and like grapefruit and this. And now I'm like, I don't care as long as it gets me high.
I like it, dude. I like it. I always try and lean towards like something kind of like tropical, like, like not fruity, but like, I don't know. It's just like Hawaiian, whatever, Maui, this. It's all good. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. But anyways, let's go hockey wise before we wrap this thing up and send it home, because I think we've been going nearly an hour here. As far as your play style from when you came in the league to where you are now, Luigi, we'll start with you. How do you feel where you were when you came into the league and where you're at now?
Well, I mean, a big part of my game in NHL 25 was the reverse hits. And they don't work nearly as well in 26 without having the unstoppable perk, especially at the blue or the red level. So for me, a big change in my game this season has been just completely taking that out of my play style. Not being able to just, hit the blue line, reverse hit somebody and keep going down low. It's forced me as a D-man to not get caught down low as often. So overall, I think my game has definitely improved since I've stopped doing the reverse hits. And I mean, joining the league itself has taken my game, and Mark's as well, he'll tell you, but to just a level that I never would have been at before. I used to get gold 1 and be like, yes, that was a great season of Chell. And now, like, I don't care about the XP or the RP or the rank or anything like that. But now it's I'll hit purple, right, whatever that is, diamond, I think, on pretty much every season. So I never would have gotten there without being surrounded by the talent that we have in this.
No, good stuff, dude. Good stuff. Now, I don't, all right. Now, Mark, we spoke to a player just now in NotLuigi who's regressed from 25 to 26 and over the past 2 seasons in V.V.H.L. Now, on the other hand, you're on the upward trajectory. Your thumbs are still young. His are too old to play the game. So, I tease. I'm just trying to help out an undrafted guy. But no, NotLuigi, all great points there. But Mark, I gotta say, you've jumped the last 2 seasons like 2 tiers as a player, and I really think you've turned some sort of a corner. You've been really impressed. Like, as much as I kid about Luigi, he's always been rock solid on defense and stuff like that. I feel like your game is elevated. Do you personally feel like your game is elevated?
Oh, definitely. My God. And gonna play the team card if it's the players that you play with. Like I'm a big team cycling guy. So if I can find a centerman and a D-man and we can cycle that and pass it quick, that's my style of play. I'm not a flashy dude. I'll get the dirty pucks in the corner and whatnot if I can. But I definitely feel like from my first full season was season 6. I was in ECU, and then 4 years of owning, or seasons of owning with the Degens. The talent just gets better and better every single year that you guys get the new players coming in. So I feel like I'm kind of having a breakout season this year, but it's been the guys I've been playing with. It's been an incredible fun run with the Soul Reapers so far.
All right, this is my last question for the day for you guys, and I'm going to start with you, Mark, just because you're here. You just said it yourself. There's been a lot of new talent coming in the league. There's been a lot of new faces in the league and all that. You've been here for 7 seasons. What is your opinion of the league now versus when you came in here? Because I'm just curious, as someone who's been here as long as you, do you think the vibes have changed here? Do you think people are getting away with more? Is it about the same? I'm just kind of curious from an outsider's point of view who's been here that long, and that'll give Luigi a couple seconds to prepare his answer because he's getting the same question.
Yeah, honestly, when Luigi said whenever we got in here in end of season 5, beginning of season 6, and we were like, wow, this place is amazing. If I would look at it back now of what it is now, it's completely different. It was maybe a little bit more lean, but not as much. But I feel like in the last 4 seasons, with adding the, like the salary cap, a little bit more of the VVPA, putting more into the graphics, Sean's Alive draft, it's night and day from what 5 seasons ago was a year and a half ago or something. I feel like every season it becomes more of a well-oiled machine. And it's been a steady, a steady upward climb every single season. And it's been fucking awesome to watch.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Luigi, same question for you here. What's it called? Initial impressions of the league from when you came in to where it is now. And again, like, what do you think the level of toxicity is? Whatever, all those same questions. Is everything still kind of the same as far as how we govern things, or do you think we're slipping?
So, I mean, all of Mark's points are super valid. Everything, the extras that the league does gets better and better, and it's a great place to be. I do feel sometimes, and I'm not going to name any names, but I do feel sometimes that there's some of the guys that have joined since I've been here that they pretend to not be toxic people, but you can kind of tell with their personality and some of the way they talk, and when you can hear them in the VC, that they're playing nice because they like to be here. And there's some of them might be some of the better players in the league, and they like having that. But I don't know that they, at the core, are here for the same reason that we want people to be here for. But I do think it's a minority of people that would fall into that category. I think for the most part, everybody that's here is here for the right reasons. The vibe has changed a little bit, I think, as the league has gotten sweatier. But I don't know that it's necessarily it's not a bad vibe at all still. And I don't necessarily know that it's a bad thing that it's changed as the level of competition has increased. I don't think it's the same league that it was at the beginning of season 6, but it's still one of the best things in my life.
I love it, dude. That's an honest answer. It's a well thought out answer, and good on you, dude. I appreciate that. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We've been going at it for a long time, and we're gonna take this thing home here. So, boys, Luigi, start with you. If you have anything to say, any parting words before you go, and then after he's done, Mark, you can take it, and then I'll come back in.
Thanks for having us, man. Super last minute getting everything set up, but this is a lot of fun. And I look forward to listening to many, many more Between the Whistles.
Yeah, huge congrats, man, for the Behind the Whistles. Appreciate, like you said, having us last second. Love being on here with my buddy Luigi, of course, and Mikey. You're a fucking legend around here, so congrats again.
No, thanks, boys. Yeah, like I DM'd them earlier. I was like, guys, it's going to be a lot of moving parts. It's going to take a lot of communication. It's going to take a lot of technique, a lot of stretching. We're going to have a safe word. But you guys were perfect. The timing was perfect. No one stepped over each other too much. Can't thank you boys enough. This is the first time we're ever doing an interview here. And it has been the V.V.H.L Degens themselves, Marky Mark, NotLuigi. And we're going to send it right back to Mike, live in his walk-in closet. Take it away, Mike.
Yes, sir. Like I said, those boys are so much fun. Holy crap. A lot of laughs. We're busting each other's chops there. It's that was a lot of fun. I kind of look forward to sprinkling in some interviews here. I keep trying to pin Dan down. We'll get to him. We'll find out what he thinks of that Boyer interview at some point. I think Hoagie might be on deck at some point. I think that we might have to get... oh my God, there's someone that I want to... Oh, Jesse Jen. He's got something cooking up, so we're going to bring him in for a little bit. And yeah, man, we'll cycle it through. We'll see how people like doing some stuff for the playoffs. And yeah, we'll get into that stuff. But that's about it for our new interview portion called the Sin Bin. Now we're heading over to Ask the Commish.
Ask the Commish! 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 Ask the Commish!
Alrighty, here we go. We got a couple letters in here. The first one says, the league has gotten exponentially sweatier in the last few seasons, causing some of the league veterans to ponder the state of the VV.H.L. As the commissioner, how do you do balancing between all-inclusive with ensuring that the good vibes feeling of the VV.H.L. endure? Well, it's a great question. It really is, because I can harken back to when we first started this thing. There was a good buddy of ours, Mobsky knows him, JG knows him, Shife knows him, Mikey PT knows him. It's CJ Hen. Super funny dude, really good Chell defender. He was here in the beginning, and I remember the first couple seasons he was in, he's like, Mike, you got to keep asking yourself, are you here to be a friends and buddies league? Or are you here to be a competitive league? And I kept saying, why can't it be both? He goes, it can never be both. It can never be both. and I like to disagree. I really feel like the vibes that we bring here, as well as the talent that we bring here, is certainly remarkable and kind of groundbreaking, because most leagues just settle for numbers, and they promote their numbers and they tout their numbers. And then like the sweaty dudes come in and they just disrupt things. But we just have such a quick hook here. We really don't give those sweaty dudes that are used to egoing their way around leagues to come in here and do that. And even if we're not active in the chat, you got guys like Hoagie, NotLuigi, Outcast Avenger, Papa Palpatine, like there's like guardians of the chat, and they're like, yo, we don't do that here, man, like you might want to delete that, like don't let the admins see that, like, and they're like, that's just that's not gonna fly in the VV.H.L. And like people jump on them quick, man. It's like it's really good. It's just we've cultivated and harvested this mindset and this vibe here and this environment and like this ecosystem, and it's working. And honestly, it's not me balancing it, it's the community balancing it. And just, I say it all the time, but Caustic, myself, Dan, Sean, we're just custodians of this thing. Like, we're just trying to keep the lights on, the house clean, the welcome mats ready to go, like, and that's pretty much it. And like, it's a testament to the community, because you guys have to buy in. Otherwise, this league's nothing without buy-in. So it's a hand-in-hand effort, and I really appreciate that question. That's a really good one. The next thing that someone wrote in, I'm going to go to this part next, because the next one's asking for a prediction. It says, don't stop pushing. Your podcast is amazing. It brings so much people joy. So many people joy. So much people joy just made my head hurt. Now I feel bad because this person wrote something nice. I'm just criticizing their grammar. Yo, fucking, I think you mean so much more joy to people. Oh, way to write it right. But it says, you hit more listeners than league members in this league, which speaks volumes. You're great. Don't let one week with minimum submissions bring down your morale. And I thank you for that. I was really kind of disheartened with last week. And it wasn't so much that Dan didn't like it. It was more so that I, in my heart of hearts, know I kind of packed that one in. I'm actually kind of losing my voice again. I've been getting raspy because I'm yelling at my baseball playoff games, and it's been taking a while for my voice to come back. But anything for you guys, VV.H.L. universe. No, but yeah, no, I truly appreciate those words. It does. It means the world to me. Like you don't have any idea. And the last letter that came in here for Ask the Commish says playoff predictions, please. So I'm gonna go through this real quick. We're gonna hit the Crunch Division. Got Dover Demons against the Hydra. I said it on Livewire. Dover Demons take it in a gentleman's sweep, in my opinion. Soul Reapers against the Coffin Floppers. This one's intriguing. I'd prefer to not say anything. If you had to go with the odds makers, if you're on Kalshi, they're gonna say the Soul Reapers are taking that one. South Beach Snipers against the Gridlight Cycles. I said a Game 7 victory for the Snipers on Thursday night. We'll see if that happens. Royal Ghosts and Barn Cats. I have Royal Ghosts taking it in 6. We'll see if that happens. You know what? Screw it. We'll just boil down this whole thing and see how that goes. So if you have the Demons and Soul Reapers, I think the Demons show up and take that one and make their way to the conference finals for the Crunch Division. As far as the Snipers against the Royal Ghosts, I see that being an incredible matchup. That also going 7 games. And the Snipers will be playing the Dover Demons, where they ultimately fall to the Dover Demons, who I just think are a jackwagon. They're going to the finals from the Crunch Division, in my humble opinion. If I didn't say the Coffin Floppers, you guys wouldn't take me seriously if I said that, so I can't do that. Dover Demons take down South Beach Snipers, 7 games to go to the finals. On the other side of things, I got the Cherry Cartel. I said, I'll say 5. I'll play nice. Yeah, Cherry Cartel 5, sure. You know what though? I'm not. I feel like I'm throwing shade at the Silver Foxes now, mostly because Sean and Dan said 6 for me to lose. But you know, I get it. They did have some really tight games, but I do think the Cherry Cartel advances. Ultimately take that one in 5. Apologies to Sean and Dan. Love you guys, mean it. I just, that team's pretty good. And likewise, looking down at the big dogs against the Knights, I'm rooting for the guys that we traded over there, Scuba Gaming. I'm rooting for Crave Dog, but I think the big dogs have just been doing it too big for too long. They advance out there. Looking down at the Sicilian Dragons against the Pine Rangers, I actually have the Sicilian Dragons taking this thing in 7. I'm trusting playoff Hoagie, playoff NotLuigi QC. I have faith in Carney. Those boys know what it takes to do it in a Game 7. I see them doing it in a Game 7. And then in the next round, this one's as big of a coin flip as you could possibly get. Angry Birds, Evil Leprechauns. Ultimately, listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm betting with my heart on this one. I want to see the Angry Birds succeed. Jim Max 16 over there, Matt Attack over there, Jay Bird. I think Buck Neeson's there too. It's just a crew of good dudes. I love them all. Again, Doughboy Crazy, no offense meant, but I just see the Angry Birds going there because I want them to go there. And then I don't even know if the brackets work out this way, but if they do, I see the Cherry Cartel edging out the big dogs in 7 games. I see the Angry Birds, with my heart, beating the Sicilian Dragons in 6 games. And then this is where the Cinderella story ends for the Angry Birds in the conference finals. I have them losing to the Cherry Cartel. They go on to play the Dover Demons. It's a best of 7. It goes all the way to 7. And I think the Demons take it away. White Castle and Kraut, man, they've just been there for too many times and know what it takes. So there you go. Those are my playoff predictions for you. And I think that's going to do it for our Ask the Commish segment. And now we're going to send it right on over to the Mount Rushmore.
4 faces, 0 agreement. The Mount Rushmore of the VV.H.L.
All right, this is great. I happened to post in the chat that I was going to be doing a Mount Rushmore of 2 different things. Because I'm going to start asking some questions in the interviews like, you know, if you could pick any 3 people to go chase RP, or 3 people where you're going to have laughs and win, or if you want like a shit show lobby like the stuff that I asked Snickers. I think that's a good line of questioning. So I said for this week, let's do a Mount Rushmore of 4 people you'd either A, just want to have some laughs with and go play some games, or B, the sweatiest of the sweats in your opinion. Like, you know you're going to get RP. What position are you playing? What are you doing with the 3 of the sweatiest dudes or ladies you can think of? So a lot of people seem to bite into this one, and a lot of people wrote in within like the 1 hour that I put the time out there. So big shout out to you guys. I really appreciate the shit out of you for doing that. First one says, OI Caustic, most points in V.V.H.L history. Most goals in V.V.H.L history. Oh, I'm sorry. It says OI Caustic, most points in the history of the league. OI Caustic, most goals in the history of the league. OI Caustic, most handsome guy in the VVHL. OI Caustic, Mikey's favorite in the VVHL. This is ridiculous. Whatever, man. That doesn't count. I should have scrapped it, but we're here. Someone else wrote in, said, sweatiest lineup in the league for my money would be EataSnickers, Big K, Day Day, and Yo-Yo. Boy, is that a sweaty line. I couldn't agree more, man. Absolutely. Next one that came in said, easy, myself, White Castle, Day Day, Dunk, and Shower Crowd. Crazy Crowd. So that is also a very sweaty line. And someone said Mount Rushmore for RP, Caustic, Was, Day Day, and Dunk. That would be a fun one for sure, too. Those guys all vibe together. Then they also wrote in with the Mount Rushmore for Vibe games. And they said Pixtafunk, Was, White Castle, and Ajax. And man, I'll tell you, we're going to get into mine in a few minutes. Pix, EataSnickers, Ajax, absolutely get a shout out from me. I ultimately didn't pick them. I pivoted to a different route, but absolutely those guys deserve to be on that list. And here's another letter that did both Sweats and Vibes. Sweats said Caustic, Was, Day Day, and Dunk. So you're hearing a lot of repeat names here. As far as the vibes go, we got Pixtafunk, Was, White Castle, and Ajax. And again, a lot of the same names, man. Looks like it's good to go. Sweats, another one in here. Caustic, Was, Day Day, Dunk. No surprise there. Vibes, Pix, Was, Ajax, and hey, Mikey D, that's me. I appreciate the shit out of you for that one. Now we're going to get into mine. So if I was an RP hunting line, I would put myself in net because I would have three monsters in front of me. And I gotta give props to my guy Nash. I got him lined up at center. I got OI Caustic on the wing. I got A Day on defense, and I'd be in net for that, and I don't think we'd lose a game. And if you're talking fun and laughs, I talked about it earlier. I talked about it in the mental health moment. Center is Shawnahue. I'm on the wing. Backblast stands on defense. Rose Petal Killer's in net. And holy shit, we're not winning much, but we're laughing all night and getting frustrated with each other and then laughing again and then getting frustrated with each other and then laughing again. And it's it's always interesting. It's always fun. It's always funny. And listen, guys, girls, I think that's going to put an end to this episode. This one's going to be a long one. So again, remember, there's a lost episode out there. I think we're going to call this one 16. We'll call the other one 15 and a half. We'll call this Between the Whistles episode 16. It's a long one. We got some interviews in here. Hope you're all buckled up. Thank you all for enjoying this. Thank you all for making it through to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with anyone you want. Rate it 5 stars. Just get it on all platforms. Y'all are the best. Y'all rock. Hopefully I brought the thunder this week. Hopefully I brought the energy this week. I love you all. Let's go out there, have a great time in playoffs. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in streams. VV6L, V.V.H.L, KXKshop.com, VVHL15 is your code. 15% off on that. And man, it's free shipping. Those people are the best. KXK Shop. You got to rock your swag. You got to show that stuff out there. Again, have a great week, everyone. Keep it chill in the chats. Love you to death. Thank you for listening, and have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Oh my God.